David, and the manager wouldn't put him in for a game like this unless he trusted him to do the job he wants him to do.
The toss of the coin has taken place. Both teams will be shooting towards their fans in the second half of this game. So York City shooting towards the Oldham fans in the north stand in this first half. The one issue it does present for York City is they do not have a defender on the bench tonight. That could be huge in a game that could go 120 minutes.
It could, and yeah, you're right. That is, aside from the fact that Crooks can't start, the concern for York is there's nothing defensive about that substitute bench. Maybe Adam knows that he'll need attacking options near the end of the game. Who knows? He's been that clever this season for City. But yeah, something to hopefully not worry about, and let's hope this 11 can get City a really good footing, get this match done, David, and look forward to hopefully a trip to Wembley.
Looks like York City will be kicking this game off, shooting from left to right. Steve McLaren, former England manager, he's here. Mark Lawrenson, he's here. All the names.
Trevor Sinclair is here. Come up, a friend of Paul Sackey's apparently. There's some big names here to watch York City. They all want York City to win as well.
Richardson gets the game underway, and he goes back to his goalkeeper Harrison Mayle in his old yellow kit. He goes long down the centre of the field. Yoga Nathan gets there first in front of Akinyemi. All he can do though is nod it into touch from the far side of the field for a York City throw-in, just over halfway. John takes it to Felix. It is Sinclair playing at right back. We were right. So Tyree Sinclair at right back for York City here. They have another throw-in, but Oldham have now made it over halfway. Cam John in his second goal of the season, 2 goals in 2 games for Cam John after going all season waiting for his first. He goes back to Howe. Howe goes back once more to Harrison Mayle, who gets his second early touch to the ball. 0-0 BBC Radio York, 40 seconds on the clock. We'll be with you all the way through until 10:30 at the very earliest tonight. We will not go off air before hearing from the York City manager Adam Hinshelwood, win, lose or draw, whether that's in 90 minutes, 120 minutes or the dreaded penalty shootout. Oldham's goalkeeper now gets his first touch, Hudson, and plays it long down the centre of the field, and it comes across on this left hand side to Kitchen just outside the penalty area. He's able to come in field, roundly booed every time the Oldham players get the ball in these opening stages. Manny Month with a big diagonal forward. That's the Oldham, that's the long ball. It's straight into the arms of Harrison Mayle unopposed, and he gets rid straight away down the centre of the field looking for Pearce. Pearce is beaten to that though by Raglan, and it goes across the left hand side. Blue shirts have it once more over that far side. This time it's Pritchard who comes forward, plays it down the line to Fondop. Fondop drags Howe out of position by the corner flag, comes in field now. Fondop cross into the box, chested down to Yoga Nathan at the edge of the box. He has the first shot of the game from inside the D. Free shot, he couldn't control the bouncing ball, and it's high and it's into the stand behind the goal, but that was possibly half a chance, Ian Dunn.
It was half a chance, and you know, I actually thought that came off a City player. I thought it was a corner. Referee didn't see it. Half a chance for Oldham already.
And now there's a streamer come on the pitch at the far side of the ground, a blue one from inside the York home end that the referee's just having to hold up play here so the linesman can go and deal with this. That fan needs ejecting. And the second block down to the west stand. Whoever threw that on. The streamer's been dealt with, and the play is allowed to get back underway with Mayle on the edge of his box. Oldham just sitting in. Mayle waiting for the press to start. Will it start? Hunt's available just outside the box if he wants to give it to him. Instead he goes to the left hand side to Howe. Howe on the edge of his area. He goes back once more to Harrison Mayle. So the teams are lining up exactly as we thought. And Mayle again just taking his time at the back here.
It's like a game of chess, isn't it?
It is.
Oldham waiting to see what City are going to do. City are waiting to see if they press and we can pick them off.
No one moving. Mayle the ball at his feet, just stood still. Now he plays long as Fondop tries to close him down the centre, onto the head of Month with a big towering header forward. Yoga Nathan gets there, and it comes now to Garner. Garner, 45 yards from goal, slips on the surface, and Felix gets his tackle in, and that'll be a throw-in on the far side of the field to Oldham Athletic, just over halfway.
Yeah, they're all going to have important parts to play with. Joe Felix and I in the middle of the park, David.
First long throw of the evening from Regan Ogle. Took it quickly, dealt with by Callum Howe. Felix, again under pressure at the far side of the field, but does well. Ball finds its way to Akinyemi. He's fouled from behind by Ogle. Free kick to York City.
Yeah, I just think Felix's energy in the middle of the park, David, is so important. If he can get into this game and unsettle Oldham, we'll be onto something.
Fagan Walcott. Back again to Harrison Mayle, who's seen more of this game than everyone else. The gentleman behind us is already frustrated with York City going back to Harrison Mayle. Can't have been watching very well so far this season.
This is how we play. This is how we play.
Fagan Walcott into Pearce, who's dropped deep. He gives it round the corner to Hunt. Hunt now has a bit of space at the back to go to Joe Felix. Felix, under pressure from Garner, goes back to Hunt. Hunt now to Callum Howe, far side of the field.
getting lots of good touches of the ball here, City. Yes, not particularly going anywhere, but they're making Oldham work. They're keeping the ball. They're getting a feel for it.
Fagan Walcott to Sinclair. He's got a bit of room now on this right-hand side. Plays it down the line to Pearce, who's come across. He tries to win a corner kick, and he will do off Month if Month can't keep that in, and he can't. First corner kick of the game goes to York City. Well played, Ollie Pearce.
Yeah, really good play. Tyree Sinclair as well played his part in that move. Just set Ollie Pearce free down the right. There was nowhere for Ollie Pearce to go. He was after a corner, and he's got it.
Yeah, it was all legs there, wasn't he, Manny Month? He got it stuck under his legs. He tried to backheel it out of play.
Yeah.
He backheeled it against his leg. Hunt's going across to take the corner once the ball's come back from the Oldham fans. And there are a few spare seats in this end block in between the north stand and the east stand. Hunt is over it. So you've got a lot of men forward here. Felix sits back. Everyone back in that box defending for the away team. Hunt drills it across the far side, looking for Hunt. For Howe. Howe wins a header. Oldham then win the second ball, and it's going to go out the far side of the ground for... Is that a throw-in or a corner? It's a throw-in for York City by the corner flag in the far corner of the ground, where there are, 15 police officers, you'd have to say, next to the ambulance, underneath the big new electronic scoreboard.
Yeah, that was a lovely corner from Alex Hunt. Pinged it right to the far post for Callum Howe, who we know has got every chance of winning the header.
Just seen Cam Morrison come out of the tunnel. He sits in Adam Hinchwood's office. He showed something to Hinchwood. Now he's disappeared back down the tunnel to go back and watching this game from his little position back there, where he can keep an eye on what's going on. He'd obviously spotted something in the opening stages. John to Nathaniel George, just outside the box. Nathaniel George to Pearce, around the corner to Nathaniel George. Just couldn't take it under control. He's got it back. Nathaniel George, edge area. Akinyemi couldn't get out of his feet. Takes on the shot. It's blocked. There was a small chance there for Akinyemi, but he couldn't get the ball under control. Oldham clear their lines.
Positive stuff from York City. A real threat in the box, and you're right, Dipo Akinyemi, he couldn't get the message from his head to his feet quick enough, but it was so congested in there. But good stuff from York City.
City have it again at the back. Howe on halfway to the left-hand side. It goes to Nathaniel George. Nathaniel George, who's found a bit of form as this season's reaching its climax. He gives it to Felix. Felix again goes back to Howe under pressure from Yoga Nathan. He calmly gives it to his centre-back pair in Fagan Walcott. York City player goes down off the ball. Richardson, clattered by Month, played in field. Pearce then goes down, and the blue shirts have it once more, with Mickey Mellon standing on the edge of his technical area. Played around the corner here to Pett. Oldham coming forward over halfway. Pett plays it down the line. That's a nice ball for Kitchen. He'll get there too. And he puts a deep cross into the box. Is it going to be too deep? Cam John gets his head to it, and he goes in to touch that far side. No, he keeps it in play, does Cam John.
Brilliant Cam John.
Oldham have it at the back with Raglan. Raglan across the far side. Booze again for Pritchard over there. Force all the way back though once more to Raglan. Oldham will have to start again. Raglan, the captain. Long diagonal this near side, looking for Garner. Garner nods it down to Kitchen, but Garner drifted offside. He waves his finger. He's frustrated with himself.
Yeah, he had no
kick to York City.
No need to be offside there, Garner, as well. He was looking right across the line. Oldham will be frustrated with him for that. But it's good for York, of course.
0-0 it remains. BBC Radio York. Howe, left-hand side to John. John down the line, looking for Akinyemi, cut out by Ogle, throw into York City in front of the first block of Oldham fans on the west-hand side. City immediately over to get the ball, trying to get this back in play as quickly as they possibly can. Nathaniel George takes it to John. No one's marking him up, but he still decides to go back to Callum Howe. I want to say get well soon to Gary Wilson, who sadly was on our preview programme last night, has had to go into hospital feeling unwell. Hopefully he will get well soon. I know he's listening in while watching the stream of this game, so get well soon, Gary. Also to Gary Cummins, who's in hospital, listening in, so get well soon to the two Garys. Forward looking for Richardson, intercepted by Raglan. That'll be a York City throw-in. And I want to say a huge happy wedding anniversary to Phil and Carol, who normally sit behind us. Phil, I know you had your operation. I know you've been home, had a short spell back in hospital, but I think you're back at home now. Carol didn't want to leave Phil on their wedding anniversary, yes. So we send all our love and best wishes to Phil and Carol.
Absolutely. Happy anniversary, and hopefully we are cheering later on, regardless.
And to the Reverend Matt Woodcock, who's so nervous he's at church tonight praying that York City can get the job done. Woody at St Stephen's Church in Acomb. I'm sure he'll be listening in as well.
We'll take any advantage, anything that's coming our way.
Throwing to York City, Sinclair on halfway, and then Hunt's got that badly wrong. And Adam Hinchelwood tells him just to calm down as he skies that into the back of the east stand.
Yeah, just a little bit nervy there, Alex Hunt. He was under pressure and he just got the pass wrong.
Lots of York City South supporters as well listening in and watching the game in the Sheephaven Bay in North London. We hope they have a good night as Manny Month takes this throw-in down the line on halfway. Flicked on by Kitchen, hits Richardson and goes into touch for another Oldham throw. They've gained 15-20 yards there. And this one will be another long one, you would have thought, into the box as Month just slowly wanders across. He could go short to Pett if he wants to. Now Pett turns and walks away. Month, it is a little lobbed one down this near side to Garner. He gets it back, does Month. Not the greatest first touch, then he just falls off the ball looking for a free kick. Referee doesn't buy it. Ogle sends that forward, and that's going to be a goal kick to York City. Completely mishit that, did the Australian defender. It remains 0-0.
I was looking at Manny Month, and it was Nathaniel George muscled him out. And if you could see the pair of them, there's only one winner in the size contest there, but Nathaniel George was just keener and more determined.
Stand up if you love City is the cry all around us, with Yorkie behind the goal away to our left-hand side, orchestrating the crowd, as he often does. Mail has it at his feet. Again, no press from Oldham. Almost on the penalty spot. Just puts his foot on the top of the ball and stands still. This has gone on for over 10 seconds now from Harrison Mail. But Oldham not refusing to move, really. Mail gets it back off Howe. Now he gives it to Hunt. Hunt to Howe. A bit more pace on the ball. City try to get this moving. Howe.
I think Oldham know that City have the ability to pick them off. And yes, Mickey Millen set his team up to be hard to beat. Clearly, he knows how good City are at picking teams off.
Fagan Walcott to Hunt in midfield. He gives it now to Sinclair on this right-hand side. He's going to send it down the line over the top. Looking for the run of Richardson. Can Richardson get there before the goalkeeper? He can't. The goalkeeper does well to gather on the edge of his area. Oldham peel in for the fans are at least for a free kick. There's nothing in that. Had to challenge for it, and the referee agrees. 0-0.
Yeah.
10 minutes gone.
Good run by Lewis Richardson there, and a decent ball from Tyree Sinclair as well. That's clearly going to be an out ball, as I was saying. If you can't pick them off by playing your football, turn them. Turn Oldham, surprise them.
Long ball by the goalkeeper, flicked on by Fond up. It goes all the way through once more to Mail. Mail bowls it out to Hunt. Hunt to Howe. Almost got that. A poor first touch. I think it was actually meant for John, wasn't it? And Howe happened to be in the way. Yeah. And then Mail has got his clearance wrong there. The York City goalkeeper, and he's put it into touch halfway inside his own half.
Yeah, we put ourselves under a bit of pressure there, trying to play out from the back, and that's all. Oldham timed that to perfection. Just they pounced when they could sense that something wasn't quite right.
Ogle gets ready to take the throw in from the far side. Month stayed back into the penalty area. It comes, controlled on his chest by the Oldham man. A handball, says the linesman on that far side. He's penalised once more as Joe Garner, 37 years old now, a vastly experienced former Carlisle and Fleetwood man. Spent large parts of this season out injured, as have a number of the Oldham players, especially in this second half of the season. Well, their form coming into this game is not great. 3 wins in 8. I think they've got an away win in 8 games as well. I suppose the statistics, you can make them as good or bad as you want, depending on what you look for.
Yeah, and it all comes down to one match as well. But, it's a clean sheet, clean start here.
But we know City are good. 16 home wins so far this season, 57 home goals. They've scored in 26 successive games, which is a club record of York City.
It's phenomenal. And this is what I mean by you feel, City have got a job to do here, but they've earned it. They've earned the right to get to Wembley the way they've played all season, over the course of the season.
Fagan Walcott to Hunt. Felix. Hunt. First time it goes to Howe. Howe to the left-hand side to John. John to Akinyemi on halfway, hugging the left touchline. He goes back to John. John gives it back to his goalkeeper. And again, Oldham sit off. Mail gives it to Fagan Walcott on this near side. Fagan Walcott again goes back to his goalkeeper. City seeing the majority of the possession, as you would expect, as Adam Hinchelwood will have expected. Yet really, though, to force a save out of the Oldham goalkeeper, Matthew Hudson, as Akinyemi gives it to Hunt on the stretch. He just about keeps hold of the ball and does a turn, gets it back then off Callum Howe. Alex Hunt, the playmaker in this side over the last few weeks, taking the role that Dan Batty did so well in the opening stages of the season. What a good diagonal ball that is from Hunt to Akinyemi. Takes it in his stride round the back. Akinyemi, look at the pace. Dipo Akinyemi into the box. Has he kept it in play? He has, and he pulls it across, but he can't beat the goalkeeper at his near post. What a move that was from York City.
Wow, what a ball from Alex Hunt. That was absolutely exocet missile right to the feet of Dipo Akinyemi, and then the turn of pace from Akinyemi, just letting them know, hey, I'm here and I'm up for this evening.
Where did the pace come from?
Well, we know he's quick, but he just hasn't. He's been injured. But you think back to that first season, he was electric.
Fagan Walcott wins a good header, finds Nathaniel George in midfield.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Keeps it as well, gets away from Yoga Nathan. Onto this right-hand side, that's a nice ball to Richardson. He's taken out by Kitchen, pushed in the back. That's a free kick to York City, and a chance to load the box. Oh, he's moaning again down here, is our friend Gary Brabin. It's most definitely a free kick.
He can moan all he likes. Lewis Richardson, he won. I hear that saying, but he won the free kick because he was going nowhere, but he made sure he got across the body, and it was a foul.
Fourth officials having to go now and calm down the Oldham trio down there of Brabin, Mellon and the coach. That's a most definite free kick. They can't complain about that.
No. This is the problem. If they complain, the referees will just get bored of them. And hopefully that's the case this evening.
So everyone forward here, apart from Felix for York City, they're all going to line up across the edge of the penalty area. Oldham got everyone back by a one-man wall. Still not sure what Pritchard's going to do from there, because they're not going to hit him from that angle.
No.
And City have gone square into the centre of the field to Felix. They're moving it across the left-hand side, trying to move the Oldham defence around. And then there's a push as Garner goes down on the edge of the box under pressure from Fagan Walcott. He's bought that free kick. The referee gives it. That's a bit of a waste from York City. And Adam Hinshelwood now is the one who's gone to have a word with the fourth official.
Yeah, the Oldham player almost ran into Fagan Walcott, but Fagan Walcott knew it. His hands were up straight away. He knew he'd been caught out.
Lots of York City fans not managed to get tickets, but the television is showing Phil Parkinson, the Wrexham manager. He's somehow managed to get a ticket. He's here watching the game.
He's from York. He lives near York, doesn't he?
He lives at Wetherby, yeah. Or at least he did live at Wetherby. I can't imagine he's moved in the last year or so. The round of applause you can hear is for the York City substitutes that are out warming up down this near side, led by Dan Batty. Having a bit of a laugh there with James Norwood, who's also there for Oldham. Free kick taken at the head of Fagan Walcott. Nathaniel George gives away possession to Kitchen on this left-hand side. Sinclair forced back. Sinclair then plays it out off Norwood, off the Oldham man, does he? Well, I thought he did. He thought he did. The referee says no and gives a throw in by the corner flag.
It's really good defending.
But Norwood sticks up his bib to dry the ball.
Yeah, Ty Sinclair did really good defending there. As you know, in that position for him, he was under a bit of pressure and he dealt with it really well.
Ogle comes across from the right-hand side, gets ready to take the long throw. Stone standing right behind him, saying something in his ear as well. Regan Ogle, his former teammate, of course. Ogle ignores him. Now in the ball comes. Long throw into the penalty area. Flicked on by Garner. Manor on the back post. Header, and it's cleared off the line by Tyrese Sinclair.
Wow.
What a goal line clearance that is from Tyrese Sinclair. That could have been an own goal. It's the closest either side's come. And it's great defending from York City. It stays 0-0. Oldham have their first corner of the game.
Brilliant defending from Tyrese Sinclair there. He had to deal with it, and that ball could have gone anywhere off his head as well. He's dealt with it really well. Bit of pressure here building for City, or against City here. You need to deal with this.
It's a corner then from the far side. Ogle, I think, has gone across to take this one as well. Raises his left arm, then his right. And it comes now to the edge of the box. Free header on the edge of the box from Raglan. Couldn't direct this one on target though, and it balloons over the bar, and it remains York City 0, Oldham Athletic 0, coming up to 17 minutes. Some balloons making their way onto the field as Mail goes to get the ball for York City, ready to take the goal kick.
Just noticed a couple of lads with the tops up as well, a la some Premier League sides have their guys, their supporters with the.
I thought you were going to give Andrew Parks another name check.
Yeah, yes. If he's listening, he'll be here, of course, won't he? But
he'll be
yes,
here somewhere.
Yes, yeah.
Mail goes long. Richard having his shirt pulled off his back. Come on, referee. Surely you could see that in front of the linesman, right in front of the fourth official as well. Richard still got his shirt up his back as he comes in field, and then he's fouled, but he finds Nathaniel George. Nathaniel Pearce can't find Pearce. Akinyemi, can he get there before the goalkeeper? He can't. Good goalkeeping again, decent starting position. City almost in, but that should have been a free kick to York City.
Yeah, and the referees tried to play an advantage, and if Diffel gets on the end of it, we're probably thanking him for it. Tough one to call, but it was definitely a free kick.
Hudson rolls the ball out to Month on this left-hand side of the centre-backs. And the goalkeeper goes long as he gets it back. Garner flicks in field, Hunt gets his head to it, and it comes to Richardson, released today by Burnley.
Oh, it's brilliant skill.
He wins a free kick once more, does Richardson. The referee saying same player, Kitchen again. 3 times he's fouled him. Sinclair takes the free kick quickly. Pearce tries to get around the back. Month reads it well, and Pearce slips on the pitch. And Month, via a deflection, is able to clear it up towards halfway.
Yeah, I mean, Richardson, it feels like he's been targeted, doesn't he? He gets himself into situations where the opposition don't really know how to deal with him, so they end up barging him or fouling him.
Kitchen next time, though, maybe going to the book.
Yeah. He's a good player, Richardson, you know.
You'd imagine City would be interested in making that a permanent signing.
Hopefully. I think he's got a lot of potential, and he's obviously things haven't quite worked out at the level Burnley are at, but I tell you what, the City fans appreciate what he does.
Garner flicks it on to Fondop. He keeps it in play, the bouncing ball. Kitchen, Garner round the corner looking for Fondop. Garner gets it once more and a second time. Back to Fondop, appeals for offside, the flag goes up.
Great defending from Sinclair again, he got his body in between the ball and the player, and where the player wanted to put the ball, and he defended it superbly well there twice.
Fagan Walcott then.
Good
the
start.
Free kick in the right back position.
It's a good start for him as well, because we talk about him being a confidence player. He needed this sort of a start to the match.
And he's giving the instructions out here as well. They were thinking about knocking it around the back or going back to Harrison Mill. Sinclair has taken charge, said no, we're going long this time.
Yeah.
Let's clear the line, let's have a bit of a breather down here.
Probably wise as well.
Mail. It doesn't go long. He goes across the field and gives it to Cam John, who's dropped into sort of like a left centre-back position.
Fooled everyone.
Yeah. Howe now across to Fagan Walcott on this right-hand side. He'll try and turn the defence before going. No, he doesn't. He goes back towards his own goal. Hunt beats the press there from Fondop. Hunt on this right-hand side. Down the line he goes, but gives it away to Kitchen. He goes infield to Pett. Pett round the corner. It comes from Garner to Fondop. Hunt's done really well though to get back on the big striker, big number 9. He gives it to Kitchen. Kitchen gets across in. Noga Nathan almost had a free head at the back post. City haven't dealt with this until Joe Felix does, and he nods it back to his goalkeeper. That was dangerous. I thought Yoga Nathan was going to have a free header there. He's gone down holding his head. Referee will hold up play. I think he's going to be fine. He hasn't given a free kick.
There's nothing wrong with him. Nothing wrong with him. Great play by Joe Felix as well, winning the ball and then having the calmness and awareness to just head it back into Harrison Mail's hands in his own 6-yard box.
Yeah, the 19-year-old who's done well since arriving on loan from Barnsley 3 or 4 months ago. Scored his first goal a couple of weeks back as well. Super Joe Felix sing the crowd. 0-0 it remains, almost at the halfway point of this first half. Richardson getting instructions off his manager. Sinclair comes across and has a drink too. Yoga Nathan does need a bit of treatment. The referee is calling the physio on.
I wonder if he's been caught by a straight. No, he looks all right.
He does. The referee's saying the physio needs to come on, and now he's saying he doesn't.
He's fine.
Well, that was a bit weird. That's about 30 seconds at least after the incident. The referee decided he needed to come on. Now he's told him not to bother.
Oh, he's hurt his arm. I wonder if he's fallen wrong. He's hurt his arm.
Fallen awkwardly, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a head injury. It's actually he's holding his elbow there, his right elbow.
This will be an uncontested drop ball in the York City penalty area, despite Garner trying to put a bit of pressure on Harrison Mill. He's been told by the referee how many times he told him to get back here. The 10 yards. Now he drops the ball at Harrison Mill's feet. Mill wasn't sure whether he could pick it up then for a split second. No, he doesn't. Again, the game just pauses while Oldham stands still. Harrison Mill stands still with the ball in front of him and then decides to move it to Fagan Walcott on this right-hand side. Malachi gives it a little give and go ball to Hunt, who drags it forward. Intercepted though at the back, and then he gets it back, does Hunt. Can't do much of it this time. Then Garner, he'll give it to Yoga Nathan, who's recovered now in the centre of the park. To the right-hand side it goes to Pritchard. Pritchard under pressure does well to turn away from 2 York City players. Then he plays it forward to no one. Fagan Walcott's there for York City, and Raglan gets the better of Ollie Pearce. 31 league goals. The National League goal to boot, 33 in all competitions for Ollie Pearce. Kitchen now comes forward on his left, cross into the York City penalty area. Shot comes in. Harrison Mail has to dive and make the save as a shot came in there from the edge of the box from Garner. Not sure if it was going on target or just going wide of goal, but he wasn't going to know. And he did well. And now City can do it. Hunt at the back, and they've scored of Oldham. What a calamity from York City. Hunt robbed on the edge of his own box. They tried to play out. He got caught on the ball, and there was Garner to shoot it past Harrison Mail to his left. He couldn't get across. Oldham have the lead. York City 0, Oldham 1. It is a disaster at the back for York City.
Oh, it is. Harrison Mail's got it all wrong. He's passed into Alex Hunt. He's got it all wrong. And Oldham have capitalised. That is such a blow for City. They've got to pull the socks up and get on with it. Obviously, it's better to have happened in the 22nd minute than the 82nd minute. Get your heads up, boys. We go again. That's gone. It's such a terrible goal to concede. It really is. But this boys, they've got to go again. Terry Sinclair telling his keeper, come on, get your head up. We go again. It's gone.
There are times to play out from the back.
That wasn't one of them.
It most certainly was not.
Come on.
In a game like this, it most certainly was not.
No, it was
a couple of flares being thrown on the field, a blue one and an orange one inside the half, of course, where the Oldham supporters are. They're now having to be removed before the game can get back underway. And it is York City 0, Oldham Athletic 1.
Yeah, it's a mistake. mistakes happen, you get on with it.
He
How
just
you
pulls it
react
out
is
to Hunt in his D, and he doesn't play it first time, gets robbed, wasn't aware at all, Alex Hunt, of what's going around him.
I mean, he'd never been given the ball. It's not, unfortunately.
He has a look as well before receiving it, does Hunt, and then tries to turn away from Yoga Nathan. It falls kindly for Garner, but he tucks it away really nicely from the edge of the box. And now it's the Oldham fans in full voice bouncing up and down on that far end of the ground. Long ball downfield, comes off an Oldham head. That's going to be a York City throw in by the corner flag. Ollie Pearce might try and keep that in. Who's it gone out of last? It's a York City throw by the corner flag.
Good.
Pearce goes to collect the ball, then gives it to Cam John. Adam Hinshelwood with his red cap, his black jacket, arms crossed in front of us.
Great reaction from City's fans.
Hunt. Nathaniel George. Nathaniel George now to John. John. Little shove, keeps hold of possession really well over there is Nathaniel George. The pressure from Yoga Nathan.
Brilliant.
Now he gives it infield to Felix. This is good play from York City. Felix 30 yards, takes on the shot. It's blocked by Month. Goes out to the left hand side to John. John. He comes infield now to Felix. Got Walcott outside of him. Instead he goes to Sinclair. Sinclair. Can he get a cross in? Tries to beat his man. He'll win a corner for York City.
Good reaction from York City. Brilliant reaction from the fans getting behind the side, having gone 1-0 down, and the players are reacting positively as well.
Hunt, the man whose error it was, comes across to take the corner kick.
Well, he's a mixture of Hunt and Mail, really, wasn't it, for the goal?
In front of the Oldham fans. Last time they went to the back post looking for Howe. He won the header. What will they do this time? Delay, still waiting. Everyone jostling around in that penalty area. All the York City players have split. And it comes now. Again, it's to the deep one.
Oh, he's holding Howe off.
Free header clear. Back to Felix, and Felix will have to go all the way back to his goalkeeper.
It's good defending. They were holding Howe up, making sure Howe couldn't attack the ball.
Mail goes long. It's been pulled there. Fagan Walcott. The referee doesn't spot it. And it comes into touch to fire an Oldham head on this near side for a York City throw in on halfway. Fourth official goes to get the ball.
I want to see his attack. I want to see his attack, David. What he mustn't do is have a rush of blood to the head and try and react almost too much. Does that make sense? You don't want to go too behind, is what I'm saying. Be measured, be composed, but react in a positive way. But hey, do not concede the next goal.
Sinclair, Month heads clear under pressure from Pearce, but given away by Pett to Richardson. Richardson does really well, tries to get away from the team, dragged down. That has to be a free kick. It's right, nothing given again. It's right in front of the linesman as well.
How is that not?
Well, you have to imagine they've got a better view that they've got it right, but it did look like a free kick where we are. And now Fondop's done really well, tussling with Fagan Walcott on this near side. He throws himself to ground, then handballs it. There's Fondop, and York City can come forward, but they're going to have to take that again because Fagan Walcott didn't realise he'd given a free kick for the handball.
It's definitely a foul on Lewis Richardson in the corner. I don't know how between the two of them they haven't seen that. Literally within 5 yards of each other.
Howe at the back. York 0, Oldham 1. Callum Howe once more, captain's armband. 50th appearance of the season for Callum Howe tonight as he gives it to Akinyemi. Akinyemi forward to Pearce, who's in some space. He can turn to the left-hand side. He goes to Nathaniel George. Wasn't a great ball back to out that left-hand side for Nathaniel George. York City have a throw-in. John goes across and gets ready to take. Back it goes to Howe. The York City fans back in good voice, having suffered the blow of that Oldham goal. Howe to Hunt. Felix. Oh, sloppy pass. Hunt couldn't get it. Howe's there though, and he keeps it in play, and once again goes back to his goalkeeper Harrison Mail. Mail at the back goes to Howe. There are Oldham voices you can hear singing the songs, the team from over the Pennines. Pearce, nice attempted ball over this right hand side looking for Sinclair. It doesn't reach his intended target, but Pett gets it and gives it to Yoga Nathan, who starts to burst forward under pressure from two York City players. The ball goes all the way back once more to Harrison Mail.
Yeah, Joe Felix cleaning up there. Yoga Nathan got away from two City players, but not past Joe Felix.
Fagan Walcott at the back again. Oldham, everyone back behind the ball. Howe to Hunt, to the left hand side to John. Now it's Akinyemi on halfway down the line to Nathaniel George. Nathaniel George is going to run it. Yoga Nathan the edge of the penalty,
Good.
gets past it, edge of the penalty area, he's come in field, nearly in the centre of the field, lays it off to Hunt, one touch to control, couldn't get it out of his feet fast
That's a
enough,
foul.
taken down the edge of the area, free kick given right on the edge of the D for York City, possibly too near to the penalty area.
Yes, but Alex Hunt, I imagine, will fancy this. Him or Ollie Pearce will fancy this, David.
And Joe Felix wanted advantage playing, so they played it out to the right hand side, but the referees are sort of caught in
I think he had to give
no man's
yes,
land, isn't he, really?
Yeah.
What do you give?
As it turned out, the cross wasn't very good, so this is good for City. Ollie Pearce has got he's determined, I think, to take this. This reminds me, do you remember when did he slip one under the wall? He slipped one under the wall. Yeah, it's a similar position at the other end of the pitch. I wonder if he's got something up his sleeve.
He's saying don't jump. The Oldham analyst, or whoever that is, the coach,
They'll be
on this
aware.
near side.
Yeah.
So they are aware that if Pearce takes it, he's expecting them to jump. They're trying to get the instructions on this near side. They're saying no, don't jump.
Yeah, Anderman
just go on
down.
your toes, go on your tiptoes.
Anderman laying down behind the wall. Now, if you can get the message onto York City and say they aren't going to jump, this wall is not going to jump, clip it over them.
Pearce is over it. Hunt's there as if he's going to just pass it to Hunt and then take on. He's going to hold the ball.
Well, Hunt, we know,
then he'll take the shot on.
Yeah, Hunt isn't taking this clearly because it's a right. The way they're set up, it's going to be a right footer.
Here it goes. Now it comes to Pearce. The wall breaks and they're able to charge it down.
It was a very quick
all the way
wall.
back up to halfway. He was very quickly out, wasn't he? And now he's gone down to hit him in the head, and the referee has to blow up.
Wow, 30 minutes in and we're doing this already.
Well, they've got the lead, and that's always the fear, isn't it?
Yeah.
When the opposition get the lead.
He's done enough not to have to go off, has he? He's not going to come off.
Yeah, it doesn't need treatment either.
He's recovered. Wow.
See how quick the wall broke here as the little layoff to Hunt.
Yeah, seemed exceptionally quick.
No, he's fair enough.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, he was straight out the man on the end of the wall. So this will be an uncontested drop ball for York City on halfway, left-hand side of the field. Fondop's not happy with the decision by the referee. He's trying to tell Cameron John that you should go back to your goalkeeper. It's up to York City what they do.
Yeah.
And instead they go to Howe. So City will start again at the back. York 0, Oldham 1, 31 minutes gone. Garner with the goal on 23 after a defensive calamity between Harrison Mayle and Alex Hunt. Trying to play out. Felix to the right hand side to Sinclair. Back it goes to Felix. Felix to Hunt. Back again once more to Joe Felix. Now Fagan Walcott across to Howe. Callum Howe gives it once more to his centre back partner Fagan Walcott. Those who missed it, no Adam Crooks in the York City matchday squad tonight, we presume injured, which means that Fagan Walcott has gone back into centre back. And that was an aimless ball forward. It goes all the way through to Hudson, who just rolls the ball on the floor, takes a few seconds, waits to be closed down by Pearce before going long onto the head of Garner, who wins the flick on. Fondop takes on the shot. Oh, what a great save, Harrison Mayle. Fondop on the volley from the angle, the edge of the penalty area. That is a brilliant save from Harrison Mayle, because I'm not sure he was expecting it. He clatters into the post and he tips it over the bar, almost 2-0.
Well, he has just redeemed himself. I know that they scored from a mistake by him, but that normally goes in. So he has just saved City there. What a save, reactionary, tipping it over at the near stick. Excellent for Harrison Mayle's confidence as well. What a save. I mean, that would have been a goal of the season contender. It turned out to be a save of the season contender.
Pett's come across to take the corner kick. It was Ogle last time, it's Pett this time. Raises his left arm. And it comes now into the centre of the penalty area, and it's almost gone all the way in, but the referee said there's some pushing in there as they tried to gather around Harrison Mayle on his goal line, and he gives the decision to York City.
Yeah, they took Harrison Mayle out there.
1-0 it remains. Mayle gives it to Fagan Walcott. Again, York City now being roared on this near side. Hunt to Howe. Back it goes to Alex Hunt. To this right hand side to Fagan Walcott. Fagan Walcott. Sinclair outside of him. Then he goes infield looking for Pearce. Pearce does well to get before his man. Is he taken out? He looking for the free kick. Referee says no, and Oldham have it again at the back. Ogle goes back to Hudson, who clears first time. High. as the sun starts to set behind the stand at the far side of the ground. Yoga Nathan brings it down, goes for the 1-2, into midfield it comes. They've done well here, Oldham. Now they're bursting forward through the centre of the field. That's a terrible pass, though, across this left-hand side by Pritchard as he came in, looking for Garner. Completely overhit it, got it all wrong, and it goes into touch for a York City throw-in deep inside their own half.
Just as well, because they were overloaded on this left-hand side against York City. Nice to see the nerves getting to the Oldham players.
Sinclair going to go down the line here with the throw. He's telling all the York City players to push a little bit further forward. There it goes. A little pull of the shirt of Month, but not spotted by the referee. Pearce sends it forward. Ball's bouncing. Oldham's defenders having to go back, and Reglan calmly hands it back to his goalkeeper.
We haven't seen enough of Dippo just yet. I think we need to try and somehow bring him into the game. Try and get that ball out to him. Utilise his pace and strength. He's just not seen enough of it for me just yet.
Fagan Walcott wins a good header there. Hunt. Richardson has a bit of space in front of him here, Lewis Richardson. Sends it into the middle, looking for Pearce. Pearce in his space, can't get there. Got a little flick on maybe, but the defenders have done well, and they win it back again. It comes across this near side to Month. Month looking for Fondop. He wins the flick on, but it's going to come across to Tyree Sinclair. He's going to let it go out of play for a York City throw-in. He takes it immediately to Fagan Walcott. York 0, Oldham 1. 35 minutes gone. 10 minutes until the break. John to Felix. John forward to Nathaniel George. Wasn't a great pass. He couldn't take it in his stride. Oldham are clear once more. And it comes forward to Fondop, who has good hold-up play. Controls it well. And then comes into midfield. Felix wins it back off him, though. But he can't keep hold of it. And it's sent forward once more by Pett on this left-hand side. And Sinclair's gone and got it at right back. Can come forward with it if he wants to. Instead goes back to his goalkeeper. Mail to Fagan Walcott. Fagan Walcott again gives it to Harrison Mail.
It feels like they need more movement up top. You know, Harrison Mail, felt like Malachi getting the ball at the back, but there's sort of Pierce is down the middle, Dippo's left, and Richardson right. There's no movement when City players are on the ball up top. They need some options.
Hunt. Fagan Walcott.
They both come short now.
Fagan Walcott once again goes back to Mail. Fagan Walcott wanted someone to drop deep so he could play the ball into the centre of the park.
Yeah, Richardson and Pearce that time dropped deep. One go short, one go long.
He's getting pretty frustrated down here. Hinchelwood doesn't like the amount of time they're taking at the back. He's asking to play it a little bit faster.
Yeah, but he needs his strikers to give them options.
Fagan Walcott once more goes back to Harrison Mail. Mail again, the edge of his box. Gives it to Howe this time. This is how City play, though.
It is. A little bit more so tonight, I'm going to say it. And that's compliments to Oldham. They're defending as a unit really well.
Fagan Walcott to the right hand side to Richardson. Richardson under pressure on halfway, turns his man well, and he's taken out by Pett this time.
How many times?
Trip. No, it was Pett this time.
No, but how many times did Lewis Richardson get fouled?
That's the fourth foul, I think. His time's been fouled. City take the free kick. Howe to Nathaniel George, who's dropped in at left back as Cameron John goes down the left wing. Nathaniel George back again to Callum Howe. He gives it this time to Fagan Walcott. Fagan Walcott, Sinclair first time ball round the corner, almost gets on the end of his own ball there and finds Richardson under pressure from two Oldham players, can't get past Month though. What a unit he is. Richardson wins it back off Kitchen. Tackle comes in from Pett, and they're a little bit fortunate that it goes straight back to Kitchen. He's able to clear his lines. He does look dangerous though, Richardson. And now Howe has to go back and gives it to his goalkeeper Mail to Hunt. Careful City.
Well done.
Howe this time to Fagan Walcott, back once more to Callum Howe, and he gives it now to Alex Hunt.
Good football, really dealt well with that attack there. Callum Howe, Harrison Mail and Alex Hunt.
Cross to Cam John. Got Akinyemi outside of him as he goes over halfway. Goes in field instead to Nathaniel George. He's forced back and then turns away from one man. Yoga Nathan puts in the tackle, throw into York City, 10 yards inside the Oldham half. They lead by a goal to nil, remember. Throw in taken to Howe. Howe, once more, under no pressure, has time to look up, but decides to give it to Fagan Walcott. Fagan Walcott back once more to his captain in the centre circle. Again Howe. Long diagonal ball, this time looking for Akinyemi. Ogle gets his head to it, but that's going to go behind for a corner kick to York City as he tries to nod it back to his goalkeeper. He's saying there was no call, but it's too far for the goalkeeper to come out. He's got to deal with that, Ogle.
Yeah, that's a dangerous ball. Because you know that Akinyemi, you know that Richardson, they'll chase those balls down, so Oldham's fullbacks are under pressure straight away. If it's a good ball and they can't deal with it, you get a corner. And that's what City have right now. It'd be a great time to strike back.
Hunt puts the ball in the quadrant. First corner from that far side. City's third. What are they going to do this one? Pearce has come short if they want it, and then he turns.
How's come to the back.
And it's another deep one round the back. Straight onto the head though, a Month. His header doesn't get much on it. Howe into the middle. They clear the second ball to Oldham, and then the third ball. And it's up to halfway where Cam John is waiting. And he goes back to his goalkeeper, Mail, once more. He could have played out to Sinclair if he wanted to. Decided to go back to his goalkeeper under a slight bit of pressure. I think that was from Pritchard. Felix this time sends it across. Howe still up forward. It's all over the back of him. The referee says that's no free kick. And now the away team can come forward on the break. Sinclair does well to get in front there. A Fondop, who's over hit anyway. It goes out into touch in front of us. And that'll be a York City throw-in.
Yeah, I thought Howe was fouled there, but do you know what? He was maybe looking for the referee to make that decision rather than it actually being a bona fide foul.
Mail to Felix. Felix to the left-hand side to John. John can come forward, puts the brakes on. York 0, Oldham 1. 5 minutes to go until half-time. Howe. Felix. Hunt. Across the left-hand side to John. He comes over halfway. Down the line looking for Akinyemi. Headed away by Ogle and as far as Pearce. Not seeing much of the ball in this opening half. He gives it to Felix. Felix moves it across this right-hand side now to Sinclair. Sinclair, infield once more to Joe Felix. Felix is going to be forced backwards though. And he goes back into the centre circle to Howe. Oldham, everyone back behind the ball. They're defending well as a team. Howe to the left-hand side to John. John to Nathaniel George. He's under pressure. On the far side from Pritchard, who keeps Oldham possession before giving it back to Callum Howe. Howe, raking diagonal ball this time looking for Sinclair. It might be over here. It is over here and it go behind for a goal kick. York 0, Oldham 1 as we approach the break.
Yeah, that ball wasn't quite so good as his previous one.
Look at the goalkeeper's come to have a word with his defenders now to waste a few seconds.
Yeah,
the ball's waiting for the goal kick to be taken.
Yeah, and the referee oblivious to that, but it eats into the time. The keeper's taking as long as he possibly can. And City needs to get a hold of that ball, get it under control, get some possession, and try and get in behind this Oldham defence. That's what they struggled to do so far. I think Akinyemi early on got behind them, but after that, not much.
I remember the clearance as well from Tyrese Sinclair off his goal line.
Yeah,
they've had the better of the opportunities in this first half of Oldham. They now have a throw in just short of halfway that Month gets ready to take. In front of his manager. Referee blows his whistle, tells him to get on with it. Sinclair over his head and it goes into touch from Fagan Walcott. Another one now, they've gained 20 yards. Look at Month so slow walking down here. Hinshelwood's looking at the referee, pointing his watch.
Yeah. It's up to referee to move it on. Move this game on, referee. Are you just going to allow them to take as long as they possibly can?
He's having a word with Manny Month. He just gives him the thumbs up, ignores him, but gives him the thumbs up.
Absolutely ignored him, blanked him.
Month, flicked on by the goal scorer Garner. Richardson clears for York City. Pett wins the header. Yoga Nathan 2. Callum Howe's there for the boys in red. He gives it to John. 2.5 minutes to go, plus injury time. Gives it to Akinyemi on halfway. Akinyemi infield to Felix. Felix goes back to Callum Howe. Howe to Fagan Walcott. On this right-hand side of the defence. To Sinclair. He goes infield to Hunt. Hunt first time for Richardson, but he's overhit that. And that'll go behind for a goal kick. Well overhit as well, actually, there. Fourth official, Tyrese Sinclair, wants a free kick on this near side. He was saying he was caught off the ball right in front of the fourth official. The referee didn't see it. I'm not sure the fourth official saw it either. As the Oldham fans sing that they're on their way to the Football League. Well, as things stand, they're going one step closer to the Football League. As they lead by a goal to 0. Month. Diagonal ball forward. John nods it back to his goalkeeper. And City have a meaningful attack before this half comes to its natural conclusion. Hunt across the left-hand side to John. John to Akinyemi. They do always score, remember, York City. Akinyemi takes on his man, and then is he fouled? No. He does well there, does Ogle, as he wins the ball, but he gives it away straight away to Felix. Now to Richardson. Ogle's been dragged out of position here into the centre of the park. Now across this left-hand side. He comes, Sinclair cuts in field on the York City right. Felix to Richardson once more. Richardson needs someone to pass it to, really, as he hugs the touchline, just level the edge of the penalty area, but all the way outside here on this right-hand side. Tackle comes in from Ogle. York City have a throw, and now Ogle can go back across the right-hand side of the defence. Sinclair gets ready to take the throw in. And he goes back to Fagan Walcott. He gives it to Howe, and City, from having the ball far in the Oldham half, they've gone all the way back to their own goalkeeper Harrison Mayle in his own penalty area, and you can understand why it does frustrate people at times.
You can, but you got to trust it. It's what we've done most of the season.
John to Nathaniel George on halfway, tries to cut infield, can't get past Pritchard. He'll have another go now, and now he does come infield, moving the ball a little bit faster to Felix, edge of the box. He tries to play it around the corner. Richardson does really well to control that, so it wasn't the easiest pass to take under control. He's under pressure from Month as Richardson. He tried to turn Month. Surely been pulled down. The officials should be able to see that. How's the linesman missed that? Virtually rugby tackled on the edge of the box there, Richardson. That's ridiculous that they've all missed it. Sinclair has it now, similar position. He gives it to Nathaniel George. How has he missed that?
Astonishing, absolutely astonishing that neither the referee nor the linesman can see the player being pulled, his shirt pulled off his back almost.
And only 1 minute of added time, which Adam Hinshelwood's not happy about.
Absolutely disgraceful. You know, you don't blame referees, but come on, get the easy ones right. Everyone in the ground could see it.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous decision, I'm afraid, by the officials. Bad decision as Jeff King makes his way up from the seats alongside us and heads to one of the lounges at half time. The thing is, the fourth official then goes to Adam Hinshelwood, who is protesting the quality of the decision making there, which is downright diabolical,
poor.
Really.
Yeah, diabolical. And Adam Hinshelwood ends up getting in trouble with the fourth official. This is where it's wrong. You know, you can see, everyone can see that was a foul.
Goalkeeper clears. Garner flicks it forward. John is able to nod it clear once more. Fondop under pressure from Felix, does really well actually, just brushes Felix off there. Bit of a mismatch. Now it comes across to Kitchen on this left hand side. Richardson has to get back, and he gets past Richardson. He puts the tackle in. Referee says it's a foul, and he's lucky not to get a yellow card there, Richardson. But he's not booked Kitchen for the 3 fouls. He's not going to book Richardson. That was the worst of the lot, though. Yeah, that Richardson, just his naivety a little bit, the youth of him there, frustration. In fact, he's not letting the free kick, which is good for York City. He said the minute's been played. He blows for half time, does the referee. Oldham lead by 1-0. Hasn't been great from York City. And the goal, oh my word, what a calamity the goal was. Harrison Mayle just laying it off to Alex Hunt at the edge of his box. He turned, he didn't know there was a player there. His touch let him down, and he was robbed of it. And Garner calmly slotted it into past Harrison Mayle into the goal. Gary Elphick's just going to go down and speak to the referees, I think, here, because we have definitely been on the wrong end of some poor refereeing. Well, in areas that can cause problems. And they're on the wrong end of the scoreline. At half time, it's York City 0, Oldham Athletic 1.
Plus it's homebound versus away.
Callum Howe, 20 yards just inside the penalty area.
To actually be in with a chance of getting promoted.
What a finish! What a goal!
The home of York City.
The home.
The home.
Of York City.
BBC Radio York.
Georgie Spanswick at breakfast.
Where do you stand on the shorts at work scenario?
I'm not a huge fan of shorts in the workplace.
I just think it's too casual. JB and Harrogate. She says simply, shorts are a no in the workplace.
You'd be worried, I think, if you walked into a doctor's office, for example, and they were wearing shorts.
Oh, yeah, you see. You want them in scrubs, don't you? Ready for action.
Somebody once turned up to one of my mum's birthday parties, and literally the image is seared into my mind. They were like 70s.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I can't look him in the eye.
Was it? Well, I bet you can't. You're looking him in the thigh.
Georgie Spanswick.
Weekdays from 6.
BBC Radio York.
BBC Radio York, second half commentary to come of York City against Oldham Athletic in the National League playoff semi-finals with David Ward and Ian Dunn. But at half-time, it's not the game we wanted here. York City 0, Oldham Athletic 1. Joe Garner profiting after a mistake at the back as goalkeeper Harrison Mail tried to play out from the back. A calamity in all sense of the word, Ian Dunn.
Yeah, it was. It was a risk that we didn't really need to take at that stage of this sort of a game, but it's how we play. We try and play out from the back, but it wasn't on. It just wasn't on. There was three players immediately. As soon as Alex Hunt received the ball from Harry Smale, there was three players around him, and you don't want to blame anyone, but really he should never have received the ball into his feet at that point. And from then on, it was a goal all the way. It was too easy.
David, you said it in commentary. There are times to play out from the back, and that clearly wasn't one of them, was it?
Not in a game like this, under that much pressure. The thing is, he actually has a look as well.
Yeah.
There's Alex Hunt to see what is available at the time, but I don't know if he's taken his eyes off the ball as it's played into him. He's had a bit of a brain fade, what it was. But if York City go on and lose this game because of that mistake, Adam Hinshelwood will be absolutely furious.
Yeah, I think Alex Hunt, I'm not sure where he had to go, because you're on the edge of the box with three players pouncing on you. He did have that little glance, see what can I do here, and we all saw what happened. Garner gets on the end of the ball and it's 1-0.
Oldham seem to have had the better chances. Harrison Mail forced into a good save at the near post. They also had the opportunity where Tyree Sinclair cleared off the line. A fantastic clearance early on in the game, and I have to say, actually, Tyree Sinclair, we had question marks about him ahead of this game, Ian. He's been superb, hasn't he? Albeit, the goal, and he had nothing to do with the goal, really, did he?
No, he has been. Right back tonight. He's been put in that position. Big match. He has done himself no harm at all. He's done really well.
But you need to see him going in the forward. He's not a defender. We need to see him going forward. We've not seen him go forward once with the ball that hard.
I would imagine the game plan from the start was try and move the ball around, try and move Oldham around, and eventually we'll break. That hasn't happened yet for whatever reason. I think Oldham have defended really well as a block. They've made it really hard for City to get out. I think Adam Hinshelwood right now will be saying we need crisper passing. It needs to be quicker all over the park, and we need to bring our strikers into play. But you three strikers as well, you've got to do more. You need to show for the ball more, make runs, make more options, because at the moment we're going from right to left, back to Harrison, and there's no real out ball. And then of course what you panic, launch it, and it goes out of the park.
Yeah.
So there's got to be more movement, and it's got to be crisper and quicker.
They've got 45 minutes here to save their season. They can't afford for all this Harrison Mail just having the ball at his foot, wasting 10, 15, 20 seconds each time. We understand why they do it, but they've got to move it faster in this second half, and they've got to get it forward as well. They're playing the Oldham half of the field.
They certainly have. They haven't really done enough as well to test Matt Hudson in the Oldham net. He's had very little to do, has he, Hudson?
Yeah, I'm just thinking to myself, he hasn't actually had a save to make. I think Dippo got in when he went past the fullback and sort of whipped it across, and the keeper had to come down and parry it. But we haven't tested him, and that is a testament to Oldham's defensive work. They've defended really well, but I think we have another gear that we've got to move into. I think David's right. You've got 45 minutes now, boys, to go out and really have a go at this team and try and upset their defensive unit.
And you never want a game to be about a referee. But Zach Kennard-Kettle, David, hasn't covered himself in glory in that first 45 minutes, would you think? Or are we looking at it slightly with red rose-tinted glasses on?
Oh, they've been worse, but the foul outside on the edge of the penalty area there, that's ridiculous. You can't just blame the referee, I have to say. He does have two assistants here and a fourth official who can help him out. He's not been given any help whatsoever, but we know the standard of officials at this level of football. Officials at all levels of football. You just have to go back to the FA Cup final at the weekend. The VAR are making such obvious mistakes. Yeah. The standard of officiating in this country is abysmal at times, I'm afraid. That's a fact.
OK, chaps, we'll leave it there for now. Thank you very much to David and to Ian. They'll be back with us shortly. But let's relive the story of the first half for York City.
Throw into the penalty area, flicked on by Garner. Manor on the back post, header, and it's cleared off the line by Tyree Sinclair. Wow. What a goal line clearance that is from Tyree Sinclair. That could have been an own goal.
Oh, it's brilliant skill.
He wins a free kick once more, does Richardson. The referee saying same player, Kitchen again. 3 times he's fouled him. Sinclair takes the free kick quickly. Pearce tries to get around the back. Month reads it well, and Pearce slips on the pitch. And Month via a deflection, is able to clear it up towards halfway. And he did well. And now you can do it. Hunt at the back, and they've scored of Oldham. What a calamity from York City. Hunt robbed on the edge of his own box. They tried to play out. He got caught on the ball, and there was Garner to shoot it past Harrison Mayle to his left. He couldn't get across. Oldham have the lead. York City 0, Oldham 1. It is a disaster at the back for York City. Closed down by Pearce before going long onto the head of Garner, who wins the flick on. Fondop takes on the shot. Oh, what a great save, Harrison Mayle. Fondop on the volley from the angle, the edge of the penalty area. That is a brilliant save. Didn't he try to turn one? Surely been pulled down. The officials should be able to see that. How's the linesman missed that? Virtually rugby tackled on the edge of the box there, Richardson. That's ridiculous that they've all missed it.
So that is the story of the first half here at the LNER Community Stadium. Elsewhere tonight in the Premier League, in the 2 8 o'clock kickoffs, it's the FA Cup champions Crystal Palace 2, Wolves 1 at Selhurst Park. Eddie Nketiah with a brace for the FA Cup champions to give them the lead in that one. A reminder, that's an 8 o'clock kickoff. And Manchester City 2, Bournemouth 0 at the Etihad Stadium. But the story is here tonight, where at the break York City trail by a 1-0 at the break. Forest Green or Southend United, the prize, of course, awaiting the winner of tonight's match. We've been outside the LNER Community Stadium for much of the day here. Early today, Joe Anita's daytime programme was live outside the stadium, soaking up the atmosphere and speaking to a number of guests who are involved in making a match day ticket like this just tick along. There was plenty of nervous excitement, including from one of the co-owners of York City, Julianne Ugler.
I'm feeling super positive. I think we've got an amazing team. I think we've got an outstanding manager and the team that he's got around him. I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to make York City very proud this evening.
Yeah, and such a turnaround for this club. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited would you say you are about tonight's match?
Oh, probably about 147,000. I don't think 10 would even touch the sides. You know, when you think a year ago we were just holding on by the skin of our teeth. I think we stayed up by 1 point against Solihull last year out of relegation, and to see what we've achieved in such a short period of time in the past season is, you know, it's a testament to the amazing team that we have. And when I say team, I mean, you know, both on the pitch and off the pitch.
How big a moment would you say this is for you and your son Matt, because you are majority shareholders in the club? What would it mean for you to get promotion?
Well, I think it would just mean everything, wouldn't it? Because we've all worked extremely hard. Matt and I have worked extremely hard to get the club to where it is. And as I said, everyone that works in the club, whether it be the players, whether it be the manager, the coaches, the kit man, whether it be my comms guy, you know, my club secretary, whoever it is, everyone's worked hard to get here. So I'd be so excited for not just Matthew and I, but just for all of us as a team, because we really are a team.
Why buy this club?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it? Why buy this club? The amount of people have asked me that question. Yeah. Well, you know, the whole reason I bought a football club was definitely 100% down to my son Matthew. It was a space that he saw some incredible potential in. He convinced me to climb on board for the ride. And when we started to do our due diligence and we looked around, and we looked at a lot of teams, we looked at a lot of clubs, everything from the Championship down to the National League North and South. And, you know, we did have an incredibly hysterical experience, as I'm sure everyone's aware, with the previous club. But when we were introduced to York, it was just such an obvious choice. There's no ceiling. It's a sleeping giant. There's so much potential for York City Football Club.
You feel that deep down, that the potential is there?
Absolutely, 100%.
You're the only female owner of a club in the National League. How does that make you feel? Should there be more of you?
I think there should be more women in football, period. I think it's an exciting space to work in. I think that I think there's a lot more presence of women. When I see other women coming to our stadium or where we're going to, and you see women that are working as, you know, in the philanthropic side and the fundraising side and the investment side, I think women are getting a lot more space in the football world now.
Yeah. How do you see that developing here at York City, would you say?
Well, I would tell you that I was with my COO, Adam Crowell, yesterday, and I was feeling very sorry for him because he is literally surrounded by women. We're a very female-heavy side on the operational side, so, right. Yeah.
So you're already doing it. Let's talk about the record number of season ticket holders now. That must make you feel very, very pleased.
Yeah, last count yesterday was 3,340, which is a record for York City ever. So as owners of the club, of course, we're extremely, extremely proud.
And a sellout match tonight as well, which is great. But I've got to mention some frustration, isn't there, about the online ticketing system and people not being able to get tickets. What are your thoughts on that?
It's without a doubt, it's frustrating. We unfortunately inherited a lot of the stuff when we bought the club, and some of the issues you don't know is an issue until something like this happens, where it was unprecedented. Obviously, I think anyone that knows Matthew and I knows that as soon as a problem or an issue is brought to our attention, we work endlessly to make sure we fix it. So we're already on top of that for next season.
Are you able to tell us a bit more about the way forward and how that might develop?
Absolutely not, because I don't really know myself. I'd have to ask Adam Crowell that question. I've just told him to do it.
And it will get done. It sounds like it's going to get done. So I suppose what I'm saying for the fans that are listening this morning, can you reassure them that the next time round that there will be maybe not so many problems, but fewer problems?
I can reassure them that we're going to do everything in our power to try and make that happen. I don't understand technology enough to understand what happens when 16,000 people try to buy tickets all within an hour, but we will work tirelessly to make sure that we do it the best that we can do. One of the things that we did is we reached out to one of our partners right away, Brew York, and said, how can you help us accommodate the spectators that our fans that aren't coming? And they were phenomenal. We've got a big following tonight watching on a large screen, and we'll always try to accommodate the supporters. The supporters are is the backbone of our club, so we always work to try and make it a seamless experience for them.
So we've got to talk about today, big day. Have you got a prediction for me?
Yeah, I think it's going to be 3-1 York City Football Club.
Confident?
Absolutely confident.
And your message for the club and also for the fans as well?
Just bring the noise. What do we say?
Bring the atmosphere.
Create a fortress, bring the 12th man. I mean, we've got the most incredible supporters. I'm so proud at our away games as well. When you go to a game like Solihull and we bring 2,500 supporters and, they've got 1,200 sitting in their stands, you just look and you see the passion and you see the commitment that our supporters bring to the game. And, they are the 12th man. When you hear the drums going and when you hear the songs and when you hear them applauding for our team, it's just, it's so uplifting. And I know by talking to our manager, Adam, and our players that it means the world to them. They love it, to be out there. So bring that noise tonight and, stand up and be loud. And as we always say, stronger together.
We got this.
I think we do have this. I really do think we have this. It just means a couple more weeks of sleepless nights before Wembley. But yeah, I think we've got this.
We lose because of that goal.
Well, that is Gillian Ugler speaking earlier to Joe Anita on our daytime programme. The teams are just out of the LNER Community Stadium, out of the tunnel. In fact, York City have been sent out a few minutes before Oldham Athletic. Oldham still yet to emerge from the tunnel, so we're not quite ready to hand you back to David and Ian. Let's go through a couple of your text and tweets. Yorkie Steve says, disappointing start. I think Oldham's 4-0 victory over Halifax has intimidated the Minster men. Harrison Mail is the weaker of the two goalies in my opinion. Play your best team, Pinch, sub the goalkeeper and stop playing out from the back. Tyree Sinclair.
Sorry,
really
Pete, I got to interrupt. That's rubbish. That's rubbish. Harrison Mail, their goalkeeper's not been tested. Harrison Mail's got more clean sheets than Oldham have got this season. Harrison Mail's a better goalkeeper than their goalkeeper. He just made a mistake.
He ends by saying, take a risk, we'll be top next season and get promotion by winning the league. Ian in St John's Wood says, I'd like to send my best wishes to my mate Tom Blackwell, who's made the big trip up from London today to watch his first game at the LNER Community Stadium. Graham is watching from the gazebo in Cyprus, watching on the big screen, says, come on City. Good evening to the BBC Radio York team. This one coming in from Duffield Nomad, landed in Cyprus and tuned in. Come on York. And finally for now, Tim on the Isle of Man says, looking forward to the stream and listening to Radio York. Let's hand you back over to your York City commentary team for the second half. David Ward and Ian Dunn.
Thank you, Peter. There were no changes at half-time. So York City line up with Mail in goal. Then it's John Howe, Fagan Walcott, Sinclair, Felix Hunt, Nathaniel George, Akinyemi, Richardson and Pearce. The away team, Hudson, Ogle, Raglan, Month, Kitchen, Pritchard, Yoganathan, Evans, Pett, Fondop and the goal scorer, Garner. What do you reckon Adam Hinchwood said at half-time? Must have got stuck into his players as the referee blows his whistle, Ian.
I think he will have done. He'll want more. He'll want the pace to be quickened up. He'll want the passing to be crisper. And he will want us to take a chance. Because we're going to have to, at some point in this second half, have to take a chance and throw everything at this Oldham side, who are going to go down as
as they have in the first 15
gosh.
seconds, holding his head on that far side of the ground. So the referee pulls the play up. It's Garner who's down over that far side.
We are going to see the dark arts. We mustn't let it frustrate us too much, and that includes that's me and you, David, not just the players. So listen, he'll want faster. He'll want more movement up top. It looks like Dippo's gone down the middle and Pearce has moved to the left here. He will want more from his team. We all want more from the team. We know they can produce more. It's big 45 minutes ahead of us.
Yeah, have City changed their formation here then? Dippo is certainly playing through the centre alongside Ollie Pearce. Richardson wide right and Nathaniel George wide left. It's almost a 4-2-4.
Yeah. Interesting.
You have to say the people we've been talking to at half time not very impressed with York City in that first half.
No, because we just didn't really get started. It was a little bit slow. You know, when we get the ball at the back and we're keeping it and going left and right, trying to move Oldham about, it wasn't working, so you have to change it.
That was a 50-second hold-up. Let's see if all these hold-ups get added on at the end of this game.
Be interesting.
Ball goes back to Harrison Mayle in front of all the Oldham fans. I'm sure they'll have a word or two to say to the York City goalkeeper after what happened in the first half. Sinclair on the right hand side. Fagan Walcott sends it forward. Akinyemi was allowed to bounce actually by the Oldham defender. Raglan's there covering and puts it into touch for a throw in far side of the field, halfway inside the half that York City are attacking.
One thing I'm going to say, David, as well, this is not a great side that we're playing against. This is a well organised side, but this is not a great side. If City can raise their game to the levels we know it can, it will get back into this.
Richardson's beaten to that, and Oldham, that was just a let's clear anywhere will do. He goes into touch on halfway for a York City throw-in. John goes back to his goalkeeper. This is the other thing that's been annoying people, actually, the amount of time City have played it backwards and the amount of time they've been taking when Harrison Mayle has the ball at his feet with no movement in front of him. Given away in the centre of the field as I think it was Felix who slipped. Now it's gone across the left-hand side to Pett. City getting men back. Good tackle comes in by Sinclair and it falls kindly to Richardson. Richardson tries to skip past Kitchen. Kitchen gets the block on it and that's a York City throw-in just short of halfway on the far side of the ground. So York City 0, Oldham Athletic 1. City need to up the ante here. Hannah and Kieran listening in from Abu Dhabi.
Wow.
Late night there.
Nice.
I have to say thank you as well to John Gordon, who I bumped into in one of the lounges. I quickly went to get a drink to use the toilet at half-time, who gave me one of his sweets.
Did he give one for me as well? Or?
If he had, I'd have had two
You'd
for
have
myself.
snaffled it, wouldn't you? Yeah.
I would. Nathaniel George goes back to John. John into the centre circle to Hunt. Hunt once more to Cameron John. Now Nathaniel George down the line looking for Felix, but that's over here and it's going to go into touch, is it? No, Raglan plays it back to his goalkeeper and Hudson clears first time. Down the centre of the field. Ball is allowed to bounce over the head of Fagan Walcott, nodded forward as far as Fondop on this right hand side. His touch isn't great, but he's going to keep it in play. And lays off Jogan Nathan's left with space on the edge of the area, on the angle, drills it across goal and it's 2-0. What terrible marking once more from York City. Celebrations from the Oldham bench. Jogan Nathan pinpoint into the bottom right hand corner, gave Harrison Mayle no chance whatsoever. There's a mini pitch invasion behind the goal, but that was not clever defending once more from York City, and now they trail by 2-0, and it's the most uphill battle they're going to have in this second half.
I don't know how to describe the defending there, David. I think you said it pretty accurately. It's just really poor from players that haven't done that all season. I think it was Callum Howe and Fondop. Fondop just got the better of him, and then he's rolled it back to Jogan Nathan. There's no real attempt to stop him shooting, and it's just all too easy again. City have got a mountain to climb now, Dave, and it's really it's their own making. It's of their own doing. Defensively, we've let this team off the hook here. We really have. They haven't had to work too hard for these 2 goals.
I hope they caught that goal on the stream. So I'm reliably informed that they were showing a replay when they scored the first goal. They caught them off guard on the streams. That goal actually wasn't shown live.
Well,
the celebrations are still ongoing here.
They caught everybody out. The City have got to listen. They can't feel sorry for themselves now. You've got a big 40 minutes ahead of you, boys. Let's go.
Pearce back to Mayle. It will be all out attack, you would have thought, here from York City, as that's overhit. Nathaniel George can't get on the end of it.
I'm not sure. It's not even the best struck shot, you know. It's I
think it is.
It's
a decent
bad
shot across the goal. This will be a good angle now that we're getting. But the defending's really poor. Skips past Cam John too easily. It takes a little nick actually off a York City defender.
Maybe that's what I saw. A little bobble or something. It's a nick.
But it should have been defended so much better. So much better. Long ball forward from Month. Headed clear by Howe. Yoga Nathan wins that header. It falls nicely to Pritchard on this right-hand side. A third goal certainly kills this game off. Now to the right-hand side it comes to Garner, who got the opening goal in the first half. He puts across into the near box, and they've got a third! No one's marked the man across the near post, and Pritchard's flicked it past Harrison Mayle. They've got AWOL York City at the start of this second half, and that will do it. They will not be getting promoted. It'll be Oldham that are going to Wembley. There are literally hundreds of fans on the pitch now down that far end. What has happened here to York City? They have capitulated at the start of this second half. York City 0, Oldham Athletic 3.
The defending. Do you know what? The second goal goes in, and you could see the heads dropped, and they just lost concentration in the most sad fashion. The concentration went.
I think he should be offside there, I think. They might have got away with one there, Oldham. I'll have another look, see if they can get a better angle, but he looks offside there. I wondered how he was in so much space.
Well,
may have taken the deflection, the ball in. The Oldham fans been told to get back behind the stands, or back in the stands. But surely there's no way back for York City now from here.
Don't rule it out. This could just be one of those stupid games. There's no evidence of that, David. I'm speaking from pure emotion here. There's no evidence that City can get themselves back into it. But with 40 minutes left on the clock, they've got to believe that the next goal and try and make sure we get the next goal and go for it. Throw everything out this time. We haven't started. That has been the frustration for me. This City side didn't start in the first half.
It's not offside.
And it's
a lovely little header, but he's in acres of space.
There's no marking. There's no one near him. It's just been so easy for Oldham. So City are 3 down, David. There is nothing to lose right now. They've got to, by throwing everything at it, they've got to throw everything at this Oldham side.
And it's gone quiet all around us, as you can imagine.
Get the next
Pierce
goal.
To the right-hand side. Can Sinclair bring that under control? He can't.
Come on.
He can't. Nothing's going for York City here. And that ball goes into touch for an Oldham Athletic throw-in. The Richardson has to go onto the pitch to get the ball and give it back to the Oldham man to tell him to get on with the throw-in. So York City 0, Oldham Athletic 3.
The City fans have got it very quiet now. It's all gone. It all feels like it's going wrong.
Well, there's an issue in the south stand. I can see the entrance that box SC. A few stewards gathering. Everyone's looking away from the pitch rather than at the pitch in that stand. Not sure what's happened.
So important.
Ball clearance from Oldham on the far side. Now they're going to get a second bite at the cherry, and they do. Fagan Walcott sends it forward. Nodded away by Oldham once more to Felix. Felix now to John on this left-hand side. He can come forward and give it to Nathaniel George. City need a goal back quickly. Nathaniel George. He comes infield, dinks it into the penalty area. Akinyemi! Oh, he couldn't take any stride. He should have shot anything on it. He scores. How has he missed that, Dipo Akinyemi? That is a sitter. He's taken his eye off it and completely missed the ball.
It's the closest we've come. It's the closest. It was so important to score. Listen, that's got to give City a bit of confidence, a bit of positivity, though. They can get behind this Oldham defence. That's a lovely ball in. Really should have been dealt with better by Dipo. He'll know that.
And the goalkeeper's been told to get a move on here, but that's just taking time out of the game, referee. Yeah. Just get your yellow card out if you want to get a move on.
Yeah. So important that City stick together here, David. Everyone in the ground stick together and try and find some way back into this match. We score the next goal.
He's just completely missed it. It bounced up in front of him and he's completely missed it. It's a tap-in.
Yeah. Got to score the next goal. And if they do, they'll start to believe.
They've got to score it quickly.
Yeah. Well, only takes a fraction of a second to score a goal.
John heads clear. 54 minutes gone. Akinyemi flicks on. Raglan's there, though, to go back to his goalkeeper. And he clears once more, does Hudson. Howe wins a header.
They're winning the
Not
seconds.
a great one, though. Straight to Pritchard, who got that third goal. Long diagonal ball forward. Looking for Garner. Will Garner keep it in play? He won't. But he gave his all to try and get across there. Gets a rapturous round of applause from the Oldham fans over that far side. That's a York City throw-in that Sinclair gets ready to take. And they're coming infield. Down the line.
Oh, come on. We need more. We just need more belief. This group of players haven't lacked belief all season. No. So why tonight? Why tonight are they lacking a perceived lack of belief? They've got to pull the socks up and get on with it. Puff the chests out. Try and get that next goal.
Hunt to Sinclair. First time he's really got on a run down that right hand side, but a tackle comes in by Pett, and Pett wins the ball, does really well over there, the Oldham number 4, and then it goes into touch off Richardson. He thought it should have been a York City throw in. It goes the way of Oldham.
Adam Minchell would want to take long to make changes, you know.
Oh no, he's not going to. Luamba's about to come on. He's going to be the first change. So too Marvin Armstrong.
Yeah.
They've gained a few yards there. The referee's given a free kick now, actually, as an Oldham man goes to ground. Sinclair says he's bent over and made a back for himself. The referee's given the decision. York 0, Oldham 3. In your worst nightmares, you couldn't have thought it would go as bad as this.
No, even at 2-0, David, you've got a chance. You mustn't let that third in, and it was just the slackest of goals to concede. Really was, and they'll be kicking themselves, City. Adam will be kicking himself. Don't lose concentration, not in big matches like this, and unfortunately, we've lost concentration 3 times.
In comes the free kick into the York City penalty area. Oldham go looking for a fourth. It's allowed to bounce, and it goes out for a goal kick. Harrison Mel races after the ball and gets ready to take the goal kick. Stones, Luamba and Armstrong about to come on.
This is written for Josh Stones, you know. This is written for him. Come on.
Your belief. Your glass half full is overflowing.
It is. It's got to be. You can think no other way. Otherwise, you're giving in, and you cannot give in. It's 3-0. There's a good half hour, 40 minutes left to go. Well, half an hour to go.
Neil Akinyemi chests it down to Pearce on this left-hand side. Pearce can run to the edge of the area. Into the box he goes. Tries to get a cross in. Wins a corner kick for York City.
Yeah. I'm not for quitting. Not yet. Not in this ground, David. 3-0 or not. Next goal, so important.
He places the ball in the quadrant, does Pearce. Hunt jogs across to come and take the set piece. The York City substitutes will have to wait. Adam Hinchwood has a big intake of breath. Hunt over the ball now. Scuffs it to the near post. Pearce wins the second corner. You just feel, though, the corner's probably the least likely way that York City are going to score a goal.
Yeah, but sometimes from the least likely positions, things happen.
Well, they've not cut them open in open play, have they? Cut them apart. So
other than the Dippo chance, which, you know, that
Hunt again.
Something.
This one's more lofted to the back post. Howe beaten to that in the air by Ragland does really well, and then Pritchard clears up to halfway, and Felix has to go back and get the ball, and he's going to go all the way back once more to his goalkeeper Harrison Mail, who's a good 15 yards outside of his penalty area.
There's no width on this left-hand side.
Mail forward, Howe still up front. He wins the header but heads it back into midfield. It's going to go straight to a blue shirt.
A 3v3, yeah?
You've got to be careful here. Pett turns away. He's forced back though and goes across the far side of the ground to Kitchen. Kitchen down the left-hand side. That'll be a York City throw-in, I think. Has it gone out of play or has it stayed in play? It's stayed in play. And Sinclair does well under pressure from Yoga Nathan. Gives it back to his goalkeeper Mail, who just about has time to clear before he's closed down by Fondop. And it goes into touch and halfway for throw-in. Now the 3 changes will be made. So Stones, Luamba and Armstrong. Who's coming off?
Well, I mean, no one can complain about coming off at the moment for York City. So anything is going to be a positive, hopefully, for City. And it looks like Sinclair.
Well, that's no real surprise. I'm afraid that has not worked for York City.
He did well defensively, weirdly, but I think they wanted more from him going forward. So Joe Felix, I'm guessing, will slip back into right back.
So it's Luamba for Sinclair, head down, as it so often is, I'm afraid, when he comes off.
Yeah.
From Tyrese Sinclair. Akinyemi for Armstrong.
Who's the third one? So there, just Stones. Yeah.
Who was the third one? I didn't even see who the third one was.
Number 29, Junior Lamba, replacing number 7, Tyrese Sinclair. Number 15, Marvin Armstrong, replacing 17.
Oh, Lewis Richardson.
And number 24, Josh Stones, replacing number 9, Dippo Akinyemi.
So almost the final throw of the dice.
Oh, it is. This is go for it, boys.
Armstrong has his first touch, sends it forward. Goalkeeper comes outside of his area and clears just before Pearce gets on the end of that one. York City throw in, far side of the ground. Hour gone, half an hour to go. City trailed by 3.
It's hard to believe, isn't it? It's such a big night that we haven't turned up yet. And I had that fear, when we get the big games, the big nights, that sometimes we don't produce, and that's what's happened here this evening.
Felix over the throw.
So far.
Stones flicks it on. That's going to go dead for a goal kick.
Yeah.
No direction on that from Josh Stones. It does go dead for a goal kick.
Yeah.
And again, that's just what Oldham wants.
Yeah.
Stewart has to go and fetch the ball as the Oldham players leave it.
Yeah, there's been no fluidity at all from City as an attacking force. They've not managed to have really good possession in and around the 18-yard box of Oldham at all. They need to somehow find that in this remaining part of the game.
Here comes Richardson. That's why we didn't see him. He walked off at the far side of the ground.
Yeah, he worked hard, Lewis Richardson, but again, probably he has better nights than tonight.
Yeah. Goalkeeper clears. Hudson. Howe. Nods clear. And there's a bit of a clash in the centre. Nothing given. Well done, Marvin Armstrong gets above Yoga Nathan somehow. And then Oldham man goes down. The referee plays advantage. It comes to Pritchard on this right hand side. Pritchard thinks about going to the line, comes in field and gives it to Fond up edge of the box. He lays it off to Pett. Now the shot comes in straight down the throat of Harrison Mayle. It's another shot on target. Hudson has not had one shot to save the whole game.
No, that's the concern. We spoke with Pete at half time, that their keeper hasn't had anything to really save, and
now they've got to get past it here. Mayle again put it at his feet, but that's another 10 seconds wasted where they could move in the ball there.
The problem now is that we know we can't just launch it because their defenders are eating everything up, but we have got Josh Stones up there now. Play off him, let him upset them a little bit and try and win the second balls.
Mayle gives it to Fagan Walcott this time. Into Armstrong under pressure. 3 Oldham men around him, and he's lost out to Fondop. His work rate has been tireless. And it goes into touch the far side of the ground for a throw-in, just short of halfway for Oldham.
Yeah, their main players, Jürgen Nathan, Fondop, have looked half decent. I still maintain this hasn't been a majestic performance by any stretch by Oldham. They've been competitive and organised, and have capitalised on 3 really poor bits of defensive play by City. They're so unusual for City.
Another throw to Oldham, far side of the ground.
But we need the goal. We need the next goal, David. Let's see, put them under some sort of a pressure and see how they react.
What's the referee hold on? Jürgen Nathan's gone down again off the ball.
This is,
waste a few more seconds.
Dark arts of football, I'm afraid. They know what they're doing. He's absolutely fine. He doesn't go off, but he's held the game up and just trying to disrupt any play.
So, throw in on halfway forward to Garner, who opened scoring in the first half, and there's one inside a free kick as well over that far side. A chance again to send the ball forward into that York City box. Everyone slowly walks forward, and now it comes in from Pett, deep, high into the York City penalty area. Callum Howe heads clear unchallenged. 2 Oldham players almost go for it for the same ball, but they manage to deal with it well with Ogle. He plays it in field to the far side it goes, and now they've gone back again to Yoga Nathan. Man on loan from Barnsley. That's a nice little ball to Raglan. Raglan chips it over the top, looking for Garner to run onto. Garner goes down off the ball. Referee allows the advantage to go, and it goes back now to Kitching. Infield to Evans. This time it's Pett who's on it once more. He's crossfield ball to Pritchard on this far side. He puts the first time crossing. He's got across the front of Fondop of how it went wide of goal. He's gone out for a goal kick. Thought he was about to put it in for a fourth. He got across Callum Howe too easily.
Yeah, looked dangerous. Fondop again there. And they're having a lot of the ball now. They're 3-0 up. They can relax a little bit. City have got to find a way of disrupting this Oldham side and hurting them in the top third.
Felix. That's easy though for Month. Gets the better of Stones. Big up and under from him, looking for Fondop, and again
he's
under
1-on-1.
Here
Come on.
Howe does well. Gives it to Fagan Walcott, and he finds John.
We're going to see that. I'm getting carried away there. We're going to see 1-on-1s now because City have got to throw players forward. It's a risk worth taking.
It's not worked once all season though, Ian, when they've really gone forward like this with like a line of 5 or 6 across the top.
Yeah. Well, it's always the first time.
That's true. Armstrong in the centre circle, bit of energy, burst of energy from him as he moves it across this left hand side to John. We'll give it to Nathaniel George. Nathaniel George will run at Ogle. Down the line he goes, towards the edge of the box. Nathaniel George has a bit of help now from John if he wants to use him. And that goes out for a corner kick off Ogle.
Come on, City. Come on, give us some hope. Let's have a corner up. One from Gary Elphick's notebook.
25 minutes to go. York 0, Oldham 3.
Got to win that first ball. And if there's a seconds to be won, make sure there's a red shirt on it.
Hunt raises his left arm and it comes now to the near post again. Cleared all the way by Oldham. Max Felix, 35 yards. Oh my word. I thought I was going onto the roof of the south stand there, but it doesn't. But it balloons high over the bar.
Sat up nicely. You're just thinking, just put your foot through it, Joe. But in hindsight, maybe have a touch.
He'd been here watching the rugby at the weekend, because that was a good conversion from the centre of the field. And again, the goalkeeper's been told to get a move on. Just get your yellow card out, referee.
Yeah, and now the defender
How many
goes
warnings
in to
can you
chat
get?
to the ref for slowing it down. It's frustrating, but it's understandable. Oldham are in the driving seat. As someone very famous says, that they hold all the cards right now. And City have got to find a way of breaking this side down, and from wherever, I'm not sure, but just find a way.
He now takes the goal kick. Got to find a way of testing him first of all.
Yeah.
Pett tries to turn away from Felix, but in doing so takes the ball out of play. Felix takes the throw into Fagan Walcott. Back up he goes to Mail. Adam Hinchell and Gary Elphick both telling their players just to get forward. Howe at the back to John. John, long ball on this left hand side, beat into that in the air of Stones by Raglan, and it's going to fall to Pritchard on this near side. Pritchard, little dink ball over the top, looking for the on-rushing Pett. Fagan Walcott tracks the run, but Pett does well, puts the challenge in. Oh, he's won the throw-in as well. What's that all about? That looked like a throw-in to York City. That's really good play from Pett.
I thought that came off Fagan Walcott, to be honest.
They're winning all the second balls as well, aren't they?
That's
all the
problem.
challenges.
Yeah.
We're being overpowered here at times.
Yeah. And it's not been long ball. It's been a determination to win the second balls. And City haven't been able to get... They haven't been able to lay a glove on them, to be honest, thus far. And Oldham look confident. They're full of confidence right now, and who wouldn't be at 3-0 up with 23 minutes left?
Gets ready to take the long throw into the box. We know exactly where this is coming. It comes now into the 6-yard box. Stones gets his head to it, falls to Pett at the edge of the area. Shot comes in. Oh, that's on target. It's 4-0 because Harrison Mail will wave out goodbye.
Yeah. I mean, all night we haven't actually had to. We talked about their long ball causing us problems, and really they haven't had to do that. They've been gifted 3 goals. I know. Disappointing.
Back to Mail. Hunt. You always wanted to go to Truro anyway, didn't you?
Oh, can't wait.
Fagan Walcott into midfield to Hunt. To Felix on the right hand side, on halfway. He plays it over the top.
We're in.
Stones is going to be flagged offside.
Do you know, I thought he got his run to perfection, then I might be wrong.
Yeah, I thought he was just off.
Oh, come on.
Now the goalkeeper's gone down off the ball. That's terrible. How can he get away with this?
There's no one around him. What on earth?
How can he get away with this?
Do you know, it's embarrassing for the human being. You know, for him to do that is just embarrassing.
That is embarrassing. To even have the cheek, the temerity to do that, and the referee fall for it straight away.
Yeah, and do nothing about it. He'll book the keeper in the 91st minute for time wasting. Do it now, and he won't do it again.
Shocking. 8153 is the attendance.
I think, is he saying he's got cramp?
Yeah, look, the thumbs up. He's all right, Ian. He's all right.
Oh, is he okay? Oh, thank gosh for that. Yeah, he's had the miracle work of the physio, earning every penny of his wage there, the physio, because the keeper looked down and out.
That's the most embarrassing occasion I've seen all season of anyone going down off the ball. That
I think he tripped over
the referee should just allow the play to go on. Why do referees buy it?
And he's even throwing in the hobble as well. He's going full prime EastEnders audition here. Dear.
That's shocking.
It is. It's embarrassing.
It's almost as shocking as York City's performance tonight, that one.
He's still hobbling.
Not got going.
I just fear for him. Is he going to be able to kick this ball? Is he going to be able to take the free kick?
He'll be fine. Don't you worry.
Oh, I hope so. I hope it's not too bad.
He doesn't have a clue where to take the free kick from either.
No. Oh, just make sure. Yeah. The leg's okay, guys. We're all right. Let's go.
70 minutes gone. York 0, Oldham 3. As the police start to enter the ground from the west stand on the far side of the ground. He's picked out an Oldham man as well on that far side. He puts a decent cross into the ball. Sorry, a deep cross into the ball, into the box. And it goes out for a York City throw in on this near side that John gets ready to take. John to Hunt.
Dan Batty warming up. Just wondering, is this the kind of game Dan Batty can come on and have some sort of an impact? His range of passing can change the direction of play.
Far side, Luamba. Is this his first touch?
Yeah.
I think it probably is. Tries to play it forward, but he's overhit that. Mon's there.
Oh, they're finding
Nice
everything.
ball to Pett.
Every pass that they're attempting is coming off for them as well.
Month again. Down the left-hand side he goes. Offside flag goes up against Garner. They've not made a change at Oldham after this. They're clearly happy with their first 11. They've gone to 4 at the back as well of Oldham. Felix. Back to halfway to Fagan Walcott. We know City don't want to just pump it forward, but they do have to get it forward faster. Yeah. You ain't going to score a goal from your own half of the field. Luamba, far side of the ground. Up towards the edge of the penalty. Slips, manages to keep hold of possession, gives it to Armstrong. Armstrong has to go back to Fagan Walcott. Fagan Walcott. All the Oldham fans silence in the York City end. Luamba puts a cross into the box. Ogle is able to get there first and heads it away. And it comes across to Pritchard, who's got a third goal.
It's a cross into the box from Luamba, and you sort of admire him for it, but it was never going to affect. It was such a slow build-up that it was never really going to affect Oldham. We've just got to be quicker all around
York
the
City
park.
Have taken a throw in from halfway. The referee was saying down here, level with the screen lines. They've lost 20 yards.
We've gone back. Yeah, trying to build from the back. Yes, I get it, and it's worked. It's got us to where we are. But at some point, when things aren't working, you've got to change it. You've got to shift it up a gear.
John, Nathaniel George.
He's on his own here if he loses it. Do not lose it there.
Nathaniel George on his shirt pull, but he's done well. Done really well to get away from Ogle. He comes in field and gives it to Hunt. Again, he's not really had a run forward, does Nathaniel George. A couple of times he jinked in field in the first half, but he's not managed to get a shot off or find a decent killer ball. Now it's across to Felix on the right hand side. He puts the cross into the box. Stones gets up first. Can't get a decent header on it though. Falls to Pierce. He wants to pull it across into the chest of an Oldham man. Appeals for handball, and he's offside anyway, so it doesn't matter. It wouldn't have been a penalty, but the flag had gone up.
It's a little bit of encouragement for City there. I mean, Ollie Pierce has hardly had a touch of the ball. That tells you.
Yeah, the whole match.
Yeah, that tells you what the way the issue is. We have not managed to get that ball into the league's best goal scorer at all in this match. That's the first time he's had a touch inside the 18-yard box I can recall.
The goalkeeper again is able to waste his time here. Throws the ball in front of him, way further forward than the free kick was supposed to be from. Again, I think we're just sort of shepherding these players forward as Hudson goes long. Fagan Walcott wins the header. Pett's across there for Oldham. He's beaten to that in the air by Luamba, and it goes into touch for a throw-in to Oldham. 10 yards inside the York City half. Pett, of course, will stay down.
Of course he will. Take as long as he can.
Dan Batty's getting ready to come on. York City's fourth substitution. York City 0, Oldham Athletic 3, 16 minutes to go. Oldham also preparing to make a change. Far side of the ground. Hunt gives away possession to Month. Month gives away possession. That's a silly back pass. It's going to be picked up by Nathaniel George on this left-hand side. City swarming forward, but Oldham getting men back. Nathaniel George, edge of the box, into the box. Now he dinks it into the middle. Almost got it over Month. Stones waiting for a free header, but he just couldn't beat his man. And it falls to Fondop, who again is back helping his defenders. So too is Yoga Nathan. And Oldham, with the blue shirts, will come forward on the left-hand side. And they swing it into the middle up to halfway. John gets ahead to it, and it goes to Callum Howe. John.
They still win the second balls though. We're throwing bodies forward and the ball lands on the edge of the box and
Nathaniel George put it straight into touch for a throw in on this near side. That's a poor pass. He tried to find Ollie Pearce. Here come the changes. So Batty is going to be the first man to come on for York City. He comes on for Hunt. I feel sorry for Alex Hunt because he's been great for York City, but it all started to go downhill with that awful lack of awareness, miscontrol when the Harrison Mail gave him the ball out. I don't think you can put 100% of the blame on Mail or 100% of the blame on Hunt.
Between the pair of them, they've just got it wrong. And mistakes happen, and there'll be no one more upset than those two lads. I can show you of that. But
here comes the club captain Conlon. He's coming on.
We had a Conlon once, didn't we?
In place of
Barry
Yoga
Conlon?
Nathan. We did. I don't think he's related.
No. He's got more hair than Barry Conlon.
That's very true. Always returns to hair somewhere down the commentary, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Referee again. Yoga Nathan not
position.
walking in the right direction to come off here. He's going and shaking hands with his teammates. Now he turns to applaud the Oldham fans. The referee's making a point of showing his watch, but there you go.
In partnership with the Bridge Hotel and Spa, Weatherby substitution for Oldham Athletic. Number 10, Tom Conlon, replacing 28, Vimal Yoga Nathan.
Ogle with the throw in eventually. How long did that all take? 2 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Possibly more.
Will we get that back?
And Fondop battling with it. With Fagan Walcott. He's burst through. Fondop one-on-one. Good save, Harrison Mail. He just outpowered Fagan Walcott and whoever that was, Joe Felix, I think. Should have scored, really. It's a bad miss. Good save by Harrison Mail. Should be 4-0.
Yep, but it isn't. And still 13 minutes.
And this will not be a very positive post-match interview with Adam Hinshelwood.
No.
To state the bleeding obvious. Corner kick then to the away team. And the first of this second half. Pett still sending men forward, everyone in the penalty box. City got everyone back in the box, and it comes now. Howe wins the header clear. Edge of the box, it's going to fall to an Oldham man as he tries to take it on the volley. He pulls it well wide of goal. Does Corey Evans. Mail at the back gives it to Fagan Walcott. 12 minutes to go. City need 3 goals.
Well, we're in the lap of miracles now. Can we see a miracle?
To be honest, the way they've performed, it's been a lap of miracles virtually all night, hasn't it? We said the only way City don't get through this is if they do not turn up. They haven't turned up.
Worse than not turning up, they've made mistakes as well. You know, absolute worst not turning up against this lot is 0-0.
Yeah.
But to gift them three goals.
Norwood's about to come on. I imagine he will be coming on to replace Garner in a second as Oldham now win a throw in.
Yeah.
Nathaniel George can't do much right, I'm afraid, on this near side the last 5 minutes.
No, everything's going south here for City.
Now the change will be made, but they're taking their time over it. Even this, they're taking their time over Oldham. Norwood taking on some final last minute instructions from his manager. He's coming on for Fondop, who again is walking in the wrong direction. In fact, sorry for Garner. Fondop just going across to applaud him and give him a little high five. He applauds the travelling fans who have been superb for their team.
Yeah, listen, applaud. Credit where credit's due. They've come and supported the team, as you'd expect. It's Oldham, they're a big side.
In partnership with the Bridge Hotel and Spa, Weatherby, second substitution for Oldham Athletic. Number 30, James Norwood, replacing number 14, Joe Garner.
Throwing then, Ogle, 15 yards inside the York City half. They lead 3-0, there's 10 minutes to go. Down the line, headed clear by John, sent forward once more by Conlon, and City managed to get it clear. Falls to Batty. He's gone all the way back to Howe. It's not a great pass actually to Callum Howe. To go back into his 6-yard box to retrieve it, and then he gives it to Harrison Mail. Mail to Batty. Batty edge of his penalty area, gives it to John on this left-hand side. John, long ball down the left-hand side, looking for Stones. Stones gives a nice header infield, but is cleared by Oldham. With no link-up play either, has it, between Pearce and Stones. And then offside flag goes up against Fondop. Free kick to York at the back. He gives it to Mail. Mail to the edge of his penalty area. He lays it off to the right-hand side to Fagan Walcott. There's a few members of the press in front of us. Start to head for the exits.
Let's hope they miss.
Mail. Long ball down the centre, completely overhit from one goalkeeper to another.
But Nathaniel George made the run and then stopped. You got to chase everything down, guys. You know, you got 10 minutes of the season left. Chase everything. Leave nothing. The belief. Well, we haven't turned up and the belief hasn't been there.
The stand behind the goal. There's people that are leaving all the stands here, actually. The York City fans are starting to drift away. They've given up. You have to say, it does feel like that's the case.
Right, we need a miracle right now. We need a miracle.
Fagan Walcott, cheerio, cheerio, sing the Oldham fans. John Lewis about to come on for what could possibly be his final appearance for York City's 147th and final appearance for the Minster men. That change will now take place. York City have a goal kick, and it's Nathaniel George that's come on. Hasn't worked for Ashley Nathaniel George tonight. Gets a round of applause because he's been decent in patches this season. Tonight hasn't been his night.
Substitution for the Minster men. Number 14, Liddell John Lewis, replacing number 11, Ashley Nathaniel George.
You know, maybe it played down the fact that they had a game in that 15 days. Not trying to make excuses, but we have looked like a side that wasn't ready to come out of the blocks, haven't we? You know, don't want to make an excuse of it, but has that hindered City or not? I don't know.
You're still going to have to wonder what would have happened if they'd gone in at 0-0 at half-time.
Yes, yeah.
They gave themselves the uphill battle with the stupid goal they gave away in the first half.
If Dippo scores that chance with 30 minutes left, weirder things have happened at that point in matches.
Out, back to Mail. Everyone says York City are possibly favourites for the title next season, but I don't think that's going to provide any solace for anyone.
No.
At the end of this.
It's a nonsense. Forest Green, isn't it?
And tackle comes in from Oldham again. Look at them, they're everywhere, Oldham. Winning every second ball still as they clear their lines long down the field. And Norwood's going to get on the end of this. Yes, he gets there before Fagan Walcott. Fagan Walcott then wins it back against the veteran, I think we can say, James Norwood. Across this near side as the away team get ready to make another change. John over halfway to Felix. Felix puts his foot on the ball and then moves it back to Howe. They've got to go forward, York City. They've got to move it faster than this. Howe goes one way, then comes back to Dan Batty. Look at Adam Mitchell, tell him to go forward faster. He shouts. John on this left-hand side to Felix. Felix will put a cross in, and it comes now into the middle. Goalkeeper comes out and punches the ball away under no pressure. Could have caught it easily. And Oldham managed to clear now up towards halfway to Fondop. And Howard sat so far off Fondop. It really frustrated Adam Hinchwood there. He thought, you know what, I'm not going to win the battle against Mike Fondop. I'm just going to let him bring it down there, Callum Howe. You don't see that very often. Wasn't tight at all, was he?
No. Everything that could have gone wrong this evening seems to have gone wrong. That's astonishing.
Jordan Rossiter, the midfielder, is coming on.
I mean, is it worth chucking Howe up front and launching it? Just change the game totally. You know, there's absolutely nothing to lose now. Throw him up front and see what happens almost.
How long's this change taken? I think it's Corey Evans who's coming off for Jordan Rossiter. Oldham 3 goals to the good. 5 minutes to go plus injury time.
Third substitution for Oldham Athletic. Number 15, Jordan Rossiter, replacing 24.
Well, how much extra time will it be? 5-6 minutes at least?
At least.
At least.
We could play all night and City won't get 1 goal. They need 3 here.
Yeah.
Ogle clears. Everyone will hark back to the team, and Adam Crook's not been reliable, been injured again. There were fears as soon as we saw the team news, even though it's just one change. And then Yorkshire got a free kick here, right on the edge of the penalty area on this left-hand side. It's a bit of a soft one, I have to say. Not had a yellow card out once, this referee, has he? He
almost feels
crowd
sorry
behind us are appealing for yellow there. Pierce is over it, so too is Batty.
God, you still wonder, City could score here. You still, give yourselves something. If there's going to be a miracle, it starts here.
Very true.
We might witness it, you never know. Come on, Ollie Pierce. It'll be 10 minutes after this.
Pierce is over the free kick. Everyone else has walked away. They're a two-man wall, actually. I'm not sure that's lined up particularly well. The wall's all over the shop here.
It is. It's there's a gap. There's
Pierce
gaps
is
all
over
over
it, right on the edge. And it comes now, and it's just high and just wide of goal, and it goes behind for a goal kick. It's the closest York City have come, and I think that says it all.
Yeah. If that goes in, I go berserk, and imagine having a chance. I think, and there's a lot of people leaving now. I think they're the same thoughts. That is it.
Yeah. There's a deluge of people leaving now and heading to the exits.
So disappointing. Such a big night, such a big occasion for these fans. And unfortunately, City haven't been themselves. They haven't been the York City we've watched all season.
And he clears. That's fallen kindly over there for Conlon. City just about get the ball back in their own penalty area. Batty goes back to Mail. Mail goes back to John. Now it comes across this side for John once more to come forward. John. Batty. Fagan Walcott. To the right hand side it goes to Luamba. He's not been involved either since he came on. I think it's on his second or third touch. Batty. Fagan Walcott once more. Around the corner it goes. Fagan Walcott won't get there. And Peck dives to the ground. The referee gives it. In fact, it's the linesman that gives the decision. But again, it's another soft one. And that's a free kick to Oldham Athletic at the back. And there's 2.5 minutes plus injury time to go. City trail by 3 goals to 0.
Yeah.
Goalkeeper don't know where to take this one from him. He gets ready now to clear his lines. This stand's going to be empty by the time this game finishes. I know everyone's going to be really disappointed tonight, and probably for a couple of weeks, but you have to say some of the football we've seen this season from York City has been amazing. And so much better than what we've been used to in recent times.
96 points. 96 points. Been astonishing. What a turnaround from this time last season.
The Oldham fans not wanting to throw the ball back to York City here. Eventually get it back off one of the policemen. And it's thrown to Mail. Mail to Batty. This is dangerous in his own penalty area. He does well to turn it first time to John. But again, look here. Look at Norwood, how fast he was coming forward. Long ball forward from John. For the first time this evening, City went long. It's blocked. Oh no, I don't think he caught him there at all. Armstrong as the Oldham man goes down. The free kick's been given once more in the centre of the field as Raglan slowly gets to his feet. Again, goalkeeper don't want to come and take the goal kick. What's this all about?
Three 0 up and still scared we might score one, maybe. And we haven't looked like scoring all night, if we're to be brutally honest.
Hudson clears down this right hand side looking for Fondop. He plays it infield and it falls to Luamba, who's defending there. He plays a long ball down the centre of the field. John Lewis, and that's for 50 pence out, I'm afraid. It's gone right back to halfway to an Oldham man when he's trying to maybe lay it off to a York City man. And now York City have been given a free kick on the edge there on penalty area. Lucky, because otherwise Norwood was through on goal. Adam Hinshelwood, hands crossed in front of his body. Gary Elphick, hands in his pockets, motionless down there in front of us. John Lewis can't get on the end of that. This thing with John Lewis as well, he's he's made no impact in games since he got back fit, has he, from January onwards. He got the 5 goals earlier in the season, then when he comes on, it's just not working for him. It does feel like the end for Linnell John Lewis, despite everything he's done for York City and how grateful I think everyone is for what he did with getting York City out of National North. Norwood does really well. Then he gives away possession to Armstrong. It falls to Batty. We're into added time. The fourth official's not ready with his board. Not sure why the board hasn't gone up. City give it away in midfield. Conlon gives it to Norwood. Why has the board not gone up? We played a 45 and the board still hasn't gone up. The fourth official's gone AWOL here as well, just like the York City defence did for that third Oldham goal. And now York City are going to be penalised for a foul at the back once more, and a chance again for Oldham to put the ball in the box if they so want to. Why has the board not gone up here? It's as if he's trying to be in conversation with the referee and he's just ignoring him. It still hasn't gone. We've played 1 extra already. Yeah, they don't know, do they? However long it is, it won't be long enough for York City possibly to even have a chance. Long ball downfield and it goes behind for a goal kick. Harrison Mayle races after it. He goes to get the ball. He gets ready to take the goal kick, which he does. Downfield, flicks off Raglan, back towards his own goal, cleared by Kitching. It's a big up and under. Fondop's going to get on the end of it.
He's been a handful, hasn't he? Fondop all night long.
Yeah, he certainly has.
Absolutely bruised
really
and battered.
well, actually, Fondop.
Yeah.
Then it's forward and it goes into touch. Has it gone into touch? No, it goes behind for a goal kick. The far side. We've played 2 of the unallotted added minutes. Batty. Long ball forward from him, but he skews that and it's going to be picked out by Norwood on this near side. He can't keep it in play though. Going to York City that Armstrong takes back again. Back to Mayle. 3-0 down. I know it's a Mayle can launch it forward, but why not someone else there to launch it forward from a much better position? Now it comes forward down the centre of the field. Flicked on by John Lewis. Kitchen's there at the back to put it out for a corner kick. That was the first time that John Lewis has won a header and he actually looked a little bit unnerved at the back there.
Sorry, I missed it, David. Have we seen how many minutes did he put up?
He's not put up.
He's not put anything up yet?
No.
Is that a thing with the fans, maybe? And
I just don't think he just don't know. He's forgotten.
Made it up. So what, we're in 93 now.
Yeah.
5 minutes
far
left.
Side. Batty. In it comes into the middle. Won a header, York City there, and it's gone well wide of goal. Or wide of goal. I'm not sure if it's Stones or John Lewis that won the header at the near post, but they couldn't direct it on target. That again is the nearest York City have gone. It really wasn't very near on the most disappointing of nights for York City. You would not have dreamt of it being this poor.
No. It's beyond disappointing. It really is, David. For the season these boys have put in as well. Is it just one game too many? I don't know. It's because the pressure got to them with it, the enormity of the game, the crowd being favourites. But they have not done what they've done all season. They've done the opposite.
Fondorf again. He's giving Fagan Walcott a torrid time down that far side. He's running out of play though, and he goes behind, and that'll be a goal kick. I think the biggest job the stewards are going to have now is to try and keep the Oldham Athletic fans off the pitch here at the end. I don't think they're going to be successful, I have to say. I saw them doing the sort of like a warm-up before the game where they did sort of like a dummy run. It didn't look it looked pretty flimsy, the line of stewards across the middle of the pitch that they were practising then.
Yeah, I would not like to be one of those right now, I've got to be honest.
I don't know how they could get rid of all the stewards at York City end because it's empty and send them all down to the away end, to be honest. Stones to Batty crosses into the box from a deep position. Howe wins the header, cleared on his edge of his 6-yard box. Again, the goalkeeper's had not a thing to do. Hudson could have had the night off.
Yeah.
He's had one punch from a cross that he could easily have caught, that he decided he was bored basically.
He did get a terrible injury though.
He did.
The second half.
Feel for him. I hope he's alright for Wembley.
Thankfully he's recovered.
John. He puts another cross in from the deep position. It's over hit. It's going to go out for a goal kick on that side of the ground.
I'm afraid that's
going to be the full-time whistle, I think. The referee going to blow full-time after 5 minutes of injury time? If he is, it should be so much more. It doesn't matter, because City are going nowhere.
Yeah. We're staying in the National League, I'm afraid. So disappointing, David. I expected more tonight, as did all these City fans. We just have not been at the races tonight.
He gets ready to clear. Centre of the field. Looking for Fondop. Of course, Fondop wins the header. Fagan Walcott's had a torrid night against him, hasn't he? And so is Howe. Howe flicks it on to John Lewis. John Lewis to Pearce, who can't keep it in play. It comes out of play. And that'll be a throw-in to Oldham directly in front of us on this near side. He's not had a chance either, really, Ollie Pearce.
No.
His free kick, the nearest City come to scoring tonight, but that wasn't on target. And yeah, they just have not turned up. Ogle.
There's nobody will be more disappointed than the players, David.
Yeah.
As bad as we feel, they will feel, magnify that by 100. They will feel so much worse because they know that they're better than this.
Armstrong is encouraged to shoot from 15 yards inside his own half by some of the South standers. It's given away on that far side by Loamba. Sorry, by Fagan Walcott. Sent forward by Oldham. Oldham on the break here. Fondop just there to the area. They've got overlaps. They've got numbers in the middle. He's lost it there, Fondop. Greedy. And he's getting an absolute rollicking there from Norwood. Still is. Now it comes across to Pearce. He can come forward for York on this left-hand side. Tries to get across and it's deflected to the edge of the box. Stones has a fresh air kick, which sums up his night since coming on as well.
Yeah, that's a little bit wild.
And then John's been penalised on halfway. Still we play on. We've played 7 minutes. So the goals from Garner in the first half from an awful mix-up at the back between Mail and Hunt. And Yoga Nathan drifted in when City's defending went AWOL on 49. Shortly followed by Pritchard, and Akers was pacing across on this right-hand side. The referee's just telling Callum Howe about to blow, and the York City players stay away from the Oldham fans. We're expecting them to come on the pitch. You can go straight away down the tunnel, which is what will happen. They won't even be able to come and say goodbye, I want to thought, or thank the York City supporters for their support throughout this season. Now they're walking off House saying, right, we're going, you might as well come forward. He's about to blow a full-time whistle, and he does without the ball coming back into play. That's it. York City 0, Oldham Athletic 3 is the full-time score. Celebrations in the away end as a couple of Oldham fans, now a few Oldham fans, start to come onto the field, and the stewards try and come across to provide some sort of barrier between the Oldham supporters and the players, which so far has been relatively successful as they slide in the penalty area on their knees. Some of the Oldham fans, the blue flares are going off on the pitch. That has been the most disappointing performance in a huge game for York City in Dunn, and the right side has won this game because Oldham thoroughly deserved to win that game. They have dominated from the first minute until the last.
I think they dominated through our own errors, through our mistakes. I think we did not turn up. Not one moment of the York City we've seen this season turned up tonight, I'm afraid, and it was the worst occasion for them not to turn up. Oldham didn't have to do much to score the 3 goals. Yes, listen, at 3-0 up, they dominated the play and they made it very hard for City to get back into the match. They set themselves up well, David, defensively, massive block. City didn't have an answer. They didn't have a solution for the problem. And I think that you're right. They deserve to win overall, but I maintain they didn't have too much to do to win it. We gave them 3 goals, and that's so unlike the York City we've seen this season. We're going to have to lick our lips, take it on the chin, and come back stronger next season.
Yeah, they gave them an almighty helping hand, though, didn't they, in that first half?
Massive.
You can't do that. You can't make errors, mistakes like that in games like this.
At any level, because you are literally passing the momentum to the opposition, and that's exactly what City did with that mistake between Harrison Mail and Alex Hunt. Listen, let's not name names. They will be the players. They will feel worse than anybody in this ground. Believe you me. It just wasn't meant to be. It just wasn't meant to be tonight, David. And City, like I say, they've given us so many good moments this season. It's been a phenomenal season. You think back 12 months, this has been a phenomenal season. To get 96 points, we've missed out by having one really poor performance in a playoff semi-final.
They seem to have no ideas about how to play against this Oldham side as well. They're holding onto the ball in the first half as Adam Hinchelwood walks around and applauds the supporters that are left at the stands here around us, and the other York City players start to do a small lap of honour. He's got his head down as Adam Hinchelwood. You can tell how devastated he is. They didn't seem to work out how they could play it. If they went long, they were going to be beaten. They're out-muscled at times. All that time in the first half where Harrison Mayle had the ball at his feet, and the game just stopped. No one moved from Oldham. No one moved from York City. I can understand if that happens once or twice, but then you've got to think on your feet. They've got to do something different. And they just could not work out what to do.
I think that's where you have to pay the ultimate compliment to Mickey Mellon and his team. His Oldham side came with a plan tonight, and he will be telling his press people after this match that his plan worked to perfection, and he's not wrong. It worked to perfection. They stifled York. We had no solutions to the problem in front of us, and all night long it never looks likely to materialise. Even though with half an hour 3-0 down, I'm saying get the next goal and see what happens. It never looked likely to happen, and that is compliment to Oldham and the way they set up. They were difficult to beat.
The byline will be Adam Crooks not being available once again, and the team that Adam Hinchelwood named. But I'm not sure even with Adam Crooks, City would have had to play so much better to get a result tonight than they did.
We didn't. Oldham came with a plan and it worked, and it stifled any attacking threat that York City have had. All season we've been so attacking, and not once tonight did we look like really breaking through and hurting that Oldham defence. And that's down to the 11 players Oldham had on the pitch. They defended superbly well, and unfortunately for City tonight, they didn't have any answers. They couldn't work out how to break a stubborn team down. It's happened before on occasion this season. And it happened again this evening. Unfortunately, this is the one that mattered, and I still maintain the longer that game went 0-0, Oldham would have had to change how they play, and they attacked the game as well. We gave them the momentum. We handed them the initiative with that mistake in the first half, and that's where it all went wrong for me. We didn't set off fast enough, but then to give them a goal, really, unfortunately, that crippled us, unfortunately, and we couldn't find any answers after that.
The celebrations continue in the away end. The pitch invasion. There's probably 200-300 Oldham fans that are on the pitch. They've been actually kept away from their players by the stewards and the police over there, so they haven't managed to get to their own players to celebrate with them, but they're still on the pitch now. They slowly start to move down to in front of the North Stand. That could be interesting outside if the York City fans are heading down that end of the ground. Fingers crossed everything goes off okay outside the ground, because the York City supporters are going to be so frustrated and bitterly disappointed, Pete. It's finished here in this National League playoff semi-final. York City 0, Oldham 3, and City will play National League football once again next season.
Daytimes on BBC Radio York.
The landline always in the hallway.
Joanita Musisi.
I used to answer the phone with our phone number.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, a bit like Hyacinth Bouquet. So it's a bit like Lady of the House. And my sister remembers this vividly, and I thought I must have been literally about 13.
Beck Homer.
And I remember my grandma having a really distinct phone voice.
Yes, the phone voices.
Yeah, so my mum would, and they'd suddenly become really, I see.
Yes, how can I help you?
And then, cold callers, like straight as soon as they put it down.
Brilliant.
Weekdays from 10.
BBC Radio York.
BBC Radio York, it is disappointment for York City here at the LNER Community Stadium. Goals from Joe Garner in the first half after a mistake from Harrison Mayle and a mix-up with Alex Hunt. And then after the break, 2 goals in the space of 3 minutes really put the nail in the York City's season. Yoga Nathan with a goal finishing in the bottom corner, and Joe Pritchard making it 3 after some poor defending, lack of concentration, frustration. Adam Hinchelwood rang the changes on the hour mark, but in the end it made little difference to the result in the end in front of 8,153 here at the LNER. York City really failed to lay a glove on Oldham. A free kick over the bar, the closest City came from Ollie Pearce to testing Matt Hudson. It will be Oldham who progress to Wembley Stadium. They'll face Forest Green or Southend for the chance to return to the Football League. Remember, you can react to